Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of Rebels Radio, as we're here today for the Emirates FA Cup second qualifying round replay, as it's Sholing FC versus Slough Town. We're going to give you all of the action from tonight's replay. A couple of little bits for you. We didn't have the best of commentary positions here. It's very difficult to see down either side. I'll describe the ground to you in a second, but we're quite set back at the moment, and it's very difficult to see down this near-hand side where the main stand is. Difficult to see the corner flags, but we'll try and get the best that we can at getting you people's names and things in the right position for you. But there you go, we'll see how that goes, and we never know. We might be able to just muddle through a broadcast for you this evening. It's a lovely evening here. The sun just setting in the background, and a bright orange sky behind the tree lines here at Sholing FC. I'll run through the two sides for you in a second, but the ground here at Sholing, it says no stands behind either goal, and there's a stand on this main side which we're situated in, which has around about 100 seats, and it's there's a little stand around about 20 feet to our right, which is a little standing one, which I think the home fans, they call themselves the Ultras. They're based in there, so there you go. And I believe that there are some camera people here today, so you should be able to get, I don't know if they're filming or not, but hopefully you'll be able to get some highlights of the game sometime after. So I can tell you that Slough will be in their away kit of all blue this evening. There are a few changes to both sides, but if you would like to get in contact with us here at Rebels Radio, we'll show you how to do that as well. This is Rebels Radio, brought to you by our two sponsors. They are My FC, the online football community, and you can find more about them under the Pachero website banner. So if you type in Pachero and then My FC, you'll see the latest bits on there. And then the other sponsors are the Slough Town Supporters Trust, and they've supplied a coach here this evening as well that's come down with around about 35 on it, I believe. So the Supporters Trust, and thank you to both of those for just purchasing a new microphone, which will hopefully debut on Saturday against Hungerford Town. So you can get in contact with us here. My name is Aid, as in case you don't know that, but if you would like to get in contact, you can contact us on two ways. You can contact us on Twitter. It's at MyFC Rebels Radio. That's all one word, all in lowercase. Or if you're listening on the YouTube, it comes up on yours as, I think, as a comment, but it comes up as mine as a chat room. And there's a little chat room, and you can chat to other Slough fans who are on there already. Good afternoon to Stuart and Graham, who are already listening in, so we're there. I'll run through the two sides for you. There's a change for both sides. So for Sholing, who will be in red and white shirts with black shorts and black socks. In goal for them is Ryan Gosney. 2 is TJ Cuthbertson. 3 Marvin McLean. 4 is Pete Castle. 5 Dan Miller. 6 is Jamie Bulpit. Alex Sawyer wears 7. 8 is the captain, Byron Mason. Dan Mason wears 9. Lee Wart 10. And 11 is Bradley Target. He is the only change from the starting 11 from Saturday. And substitutes for Sholing FC tonight are 12 Jake Hoole. 14 is Owen Roundel. 15 is Jack Smith. 16 Kevin Brewster. 17 Billy Connor. 8 Owen Royal. And 19 is the goalkeeper Nick O'Donnell. So for the Rebels, there's one change for them. Jack Turner is in goal. The change comes at number 2. Josh Jackman is in for Sean Fraser. 3, sorry, there's 2 changes, I just realised that. 3 is George Wells. 4 is Sam Togwell. 5 is Mark Nisbet replacing Guy Hollis, who's away. 6 Lee Togwell. 7 James Dobson, who's recovered from ankle injury from Saturday. 8 Scott Davies. 9 Ben Harris. 10 Matthew Stevens. 11 Warren Harris. Substitutes for the Rebels then are 12 Sean Fraser. 14 Nathan Smart. 15 Louis Saws. 16 Chris Flood. And 18 is Manny Williams. Your referee today is Adrian Harris, and his 2 assistants are Callum McFarlane and Nigel Baker. So there you go, that's the 2 sides. We'll run through them for you as the 2 sides start to come up. We are a good few minutes away from broadcast and kickoff. Just to let you know that I've got a bit, so if you do hear a little bit of sniffing, coughing, I've still got the last parts of a cold, so please forgive me. Good evening to Callum and Jim, who are listening in. And it's just a bit early here this afternoon, this evening. It's quite nice. I do have a half-time quiz for you this afternoon. I forgot on Saturday. The two sides just coming out now. On the far hand side, so the main clubhouse is right by the corner as you come into the ground where the turnstiles are. And it looks as though there's a group of ultras to our right who will be... Oh, we've got a tannoy. I didn't know we had a tannoy announcer. So that's the first thing for you. That's great. He's only just come on. And just as he's saying that, I will remind you that should the game be level at 90 minutes, it will go to extra time, and should after that it be even score, we will go to penalties here. So it could be quite a late evening here down in just outside Southampton. So just a crackling going on for the tannoy announcer there. Just a reminder, up and coming games for the Rebels. They are at home on Saturday, where they will be at home to Hungerford Town. That's the 29th, 3 o'clock kickoff. And so there you go, there's that. And also that the winners of this tie, whether it should be Sholing or Slough, are been drawn at home to Bristol Manor Farm in the next round of the FA Cup. So both teams will be hoping to get through to get a home tie in the next round. Now just trying to see, unfortunately the numbers on the back of Sholing's kits are a little bit close. It's difficult to see who's 5 and 6, but we'll have a go and see how we go. Let's see. So we'll go through the two teams as the tannoy announcer seems to be doing that as well for us. And, so just give me 2 seconds. I'll just make sure we're all around. So yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing today actually. It's come over a little bit cold here this afternoon. So there you go. Right. So the teams for you, the starting 11s. Are for Sholing, Ryan Gosley in goal, 2 is TJ Cuthbertson, 3 is Marvin McLean, 4 is Pete Castle, 5 is Dan Miller, 6 is Jamie Bullpit, 7 Alex Sawyer, 8 is the captain Byron Mason, 9 is Dan Mason, 10 Lee Moore, and 11 is Bradley Target. For the Rebels it's Jack Turner in goal, 2 is Josh Jackman, 3 George Wells, 4 Sam Togwell, 5 Martin Nisbet, 6 Lee Togwell, 7 James Dobson, 8 Scott Davis, 9 Ben Harris, 10 Matthew Stevens, and 11 is Warren Harris. Slough are in blue. They are shooting from right to left this evening, and they have the kick-off as well. And the Slough fans who had gambled on kicking one way are now making their way around to the other side. And we are just waiting for the referee, who's a couple of minutes early here at the moment with his kick-off. And there's a very small band of Sholing fans who are making a little bit of noise. And they're just waiting for the referees. He's starting it a little bit well early there. So there you go, kick off with Slough. And the ball played out to this left side. Slough giving the ball away already to Wart. And Wart skips past the challenge. And skips past another challenge. And Mark Nisbet comes in with a challenge in the end to win the ball. And there's a shot that's blocked off Nisbet. And Slough starting as they left off on Saturday by playing extremely poorly. And they've got a throw here halfway down. I can't actually see how close it is because of our position, but it's around about 10 yards, I'd guess, from the corner flag. Long throw into the box. It's headed away by Mark Nisbet. Comes here to George Wells. And Wells will clear the ball. Long for Slough, looking for Matty Stevens. Stevens takes it on his chest, looking for a free kick and gets a free kick. And it's taken quickly by Slough, no, isn't it? Because they're not taking the free kick. And Dobson just pointed out that he's just bringing the ball to the spot. Scott Davis to take this free kick for the Rebels, just inside the Sholing half. And they're just signalling that Sam Togwell and Mark Nisbet will go forwards for this thing. Oh, we've even got a drummer here as well tonight. That's all we need. It's George Wells that takes the free kick for Slough on the far hand side, headed away there, comes out to the edge of the box. The referee's assistant has flagged for a offside on the far hand side, so it's a free kick to Sholing, just on the edge of their 18-yard box. And it's the first touch of the ball for Ryan Gosney. Someone's let a drummer in, that's all we need here today. Hopefully they're going to move in the second half. It's Gosney with this free kick on the far hand side, headed away well by Sam Togwell. Comes into the centres for Bullpit, who plays the ball forwards in towards Target in towards McLean, the left back. Being ball played round, it's come into Dan Mason, who chests it just past the wrong player, and it's Josh Jackman with the clearance for Slough, trying to find Matty Stevens. Stevens gets a lucky reflection, just gets caught on the back there. Slough looking for a free kick, but the ball's been played on, and Miller with the clearance, and it's flicked on there by Bullpit, flicked on them by Dan Mason, and the ball bouncing around. It's a bit scrappy here at the moment. It comes here through to Byron Mason, who takes the ball out, and Wart is offside, and it's a free kick to the Rebels, halfway inside their own half. So there's no lights here in our commentary position, so when he gets started, I ain't going to be able to see nothing. So, but there you go. We'll go in there. We'll carry on anyway. Turner takes the free kick for Slough quickly, looking for Warren Harris on the far hand side. Ball comes out to him, and he holds the ball up here. He's got Lee Togwell in assistance. Togwell crosses first time, and Ben Harris tries to header it. It's head come off the head of TJ Cuthbertson. Comes on here towards Bullpit. It's flicked on by Sawyer, and it's got Davis with the ball. And Dobson shoots from distance. First effort of the game, and it's well caught by Gosney from 30 yards out, but easy save. It was an easy save in the end for the Sholing goalkeeper, but first shot of the game goes to Slough. Ball comes here towards Wart, tries to turn past George Wales, and Wales under pressure finds Nisbet. Nisbet's ball only as far as Byron Mason, who plays the ball forwards there for Dan Mason to chase, and Jack Turner has to come across to see the ball out for a goal kick. It's a goal kick here to the Rebels, and it'll be Jack Turner, who's all dressed in blue kit this afternoon, dark blue, and Gosney is still in the purple kit that he was wearing. Not obviously still in it, he has taken it off, of course, but and it's Turner with this huge kick here for Slough. Dobson tries to flick it on. Cuthbertson's up against Ben Harris, and Cuthbertson sees the ball out well, and Ben Harris tries to get a touch to it, but it's out of play and it goes out for a goal kick. But a huge long kick there by Jack Turner. Sholing Ultras apparently are singing songs all night long, and it's a long kick here by Gosney. Comes off the head of Nisbet. Underneath it is Dobson. He hits it the wrong way. Nisbet flicks the header on, headed on by Byron Mason, and then flicked on here for Target to try and get through. And Sam Togwell there with the header. Ball here to Dan Mason. It's played through, but too much on it. It goes through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And it's a long ball for. Comes off the head of Miller. It'll be out for a throw on the far hand side, and it'll be a throw to Slough, 10 yards inside the Sholing half. Quickly taken throw here. Finds Matt Stevens. Holds the ball up on the edge of the area, just turning away. Being forced wide by Castle in towards Dobson. Dobson tried to flick it back on to Stevens, but too far on and out of play. And again, they look for Wart easily, and Wart does well to control the ball under pressure and finds Bullpit, who gets the ball to him, but Nisbet's first to the ball and smacks it straight out of play. Slough get a free kick for a late challenge by Wart on Nisbet. And instead of it being a throw to the home side, it'll be a free kick to the Rebels. Good afternoon to Lino Beta, who's listening from work. We won't tell anyone. Miles Reardon, and if you're just listening, it's free kick here to Slough, halfway inside their own half, to be taken by Jack Turner. And it's Turner with the kick. Not a good kick. He's going to stand the line here looking for Dobson. Takes it on his chest, but seen out by TJ Cuthbertson, and it's a throw to Sholing. And Cuthbertson, the right back, will be the player that takes it. Throws it back towards his goalkeeper. Stevens puts him under pressure. But it's a good clearance by Gosney. Underneath it is Sam Togwell. Warren Harris flicks it on, looking for the run of Ben Harris. Harris being marshalled by two players. Tries to go around Miller on the outside, but comes off the ground and bumps. There's a couple of little bumps and things in the ground here at Sholing. Otherwise, it's quite a nice pitch here. Ball being thrown on. It's been flicked on well there And getting on to Target. Target on the far hand side. Comes through here towards Wart. Wart's offside. And takes a shot anyway. And it's saved by Jack Turner, but he was given offside. But again, Slough just got to be careful. There's a free up front for Sholing here with Target, Dan Mason and Wart. Ball played quickly by Jack Turner on the far hand side. Comes off the head of Cuthberts and Larson. Slough have a throw. Level with the 18-yard box. Taken quickly by Wells in towards Dobson. Dobson just skips past the challenge, treads on the ball, then evades another challenge. Gets across him with his right foot. Headed away well by Miller. Comes to the edge of the box where Lee Togwell heads it back in. And Slough looking for a foul on Ben Harris. Comes back towards Lee Togwell. He has a shot there and it scampers through to the goalkeeper Gosney, but not a lot of power in the shot, but another effort on target for the Rebels. And early days here so far. It's 7 minutes gone. 0-0 is the score. Long kick here by Gosney. And Nisbet gets there first. Slough just starting to find their voice here. Headed away by Wells. Looking for Ben Harris. It's up against Castle. Matt Stevens just gets wrestled to the ground, but he's adjudged to have fouled first. And the free kick taken quickly by Sholing. Played on the far hand side. Looking for target. Comes over the head of him, and it's actually a throw to the home side. And started singing a little bit earlier today of the Slough fans tonight. Didn't want to wait to the 85th minute before their first song. And a throw here by McLean. Halfway inside the Slough half finds Miller on the halfway line for Sholing. Takes a touch and plays it in. It bounces off target. Slough looking for an offside. Ball hits target again and comes out here towards Bullpitch. Amy Bullpitch spreads the ball here to Cuthbertson. Cuthbertson's got a little bit of space here there in front of him and looks to cross it back in towards Mason, but it's too high for him and goes all the way out of play for a throw to Slough right by the corner flag. And apologies if you do get a little bit of me sniffing this evening. I'm trying to find someone to clean me nose, but everyone's sitting next to us, so a little bit hard. We'll give it a go. And it's going to be a throw for Slough deep inside their own half. And Sam Togwell has got across to take this one. His throw is flicked on off the head of McLean. And then one by Ben Harris to find Matty Stevens. Stevens in here towards Lee Togwell. Togwell in the centre circle. Brings the ball out here towards James Dobson. Dobson down his left-hand side. Looks up, gets his cross in first. Hits Cuthbertson, but comes back out to him. Gets a second bite of the cherry. It's all the way across. And it's bouncing around in the box. It's going to be hooked clear in the end by Bullpit. It's a good clearance by him. And comes off the head of Wart. And a cushion header by Nisbet finds Scott Davis. Man on Scott, and he doesn't hear it. But well chased back by Lee Wart. Ball's here now with the Sholing captain Byron Mason. Finds target on the far hand side. Josh Chapman gets there first for Slough. And his ball finds Warren Harris. Looking for the run of Josh Chapman. McLean's there to hook the ball clear for Sholing. And then it's smashed clear by Sam Togwell. Headed away by Byron Mason. Ball just bouncing around here. Bullpit who wins the ball down. Wart's down injured at the moment for Sholing. But the game's still carrying on. It's here with Cuthbertson, who has time on the ball, 5 yards inside his own half, chips it down the field looking for Dan Mason, and he does well, and then finds Wart down this right hand side, takes a touch inside, still runs with the ball, tries to little dink ball through, but it's spotted by George Wells. He finds Dobson, 1-2 with George Wells, who's urged to carry his run on here and plays the ball here towards Matt Stevens. Stevens has got a bit of time to turn and run at the back four here, but finds George Wells. Wells is played the ball in here towards Ben Harris. Ben Harris just turns past a couple of players in towards Lee Togwell. Togwell's forced to go back to Josh Chapman, a little bit behind, and his ball down the line looking for the run of Warren Harris. McLean sees it well and sees it out for a goal kick, does he? Oh no, but Warren Harris has stolen it on the edge of the box. It's come through to Josh Chapman. Chapman trying to turn and find a space to get across in. It's blocked and goes out of play for the first corner of the game this afternoon. And the referee is just going to have a word with I think it's because Lee Wart is injured. I've just seen him. He's hidden by a couple of people standing there, but Wart is currently down injured here for Sholing. The Slough fans are making a little bit more noise this afternoon. David Randall's listening from hospital in Reading. David, all the best today. I hope you're not too badly ill there. Miles Reardon says Terry Reardon is listening, but he doesn't do chat. Just does goals to Terry. And Vinnie Ryan's listening in. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. And Wart has just a little bit of a calf injury, but he seems to be able to shake that off for the moment. And it's a corner here from the far hand side for Slough. James Dobson to take it. Sam Togwell and Nisbet have gone forward. It's gone near post. It's easily headed away by Ballpit. It will come out here towards George Wells, who puts it back in straight away immediately. Matt Stevens tries to get there. It's hooked clear in the air by Cuthbertson. And it's flicked on again there, looking for a target. Jackman to the first of the ball. It comes and finds Warren Harris. Harris with a bit of space down the right hand side. Finds Jackman. Dive challenging on Jackman. He gets back up, puts his cross in. It's smashed clear by Miller. And I'm surprised that hasn't got... I think it's just bounced all the way out of the ground. And calls for a new ball already. And just a reminder, if it does finish even score at 90 minutes, there will be extra time, and if it's a level after extra time, there will be penalties. It's a throw on the far hand side, taken quickly by Sam Togwell in towards Dobson, who's appearing on that right hand side. Dobson just trying to turn and make a bit of space for himself, tries to get a ball in. It's well blocked in the end there, and it's Target who's there, but Josh Jackman defends really well and brings the ball forward to you. Skips past the challenge there and urged to come on. He's taking it from 30 yards, takes a shot. Oh, Gosney with a good save, and it's Miller who has to put it out. But a great play by Josh Jackman there, who travelled 30 yards with the ball. Had a shot from around about 25 yards out. Gosney made a save but didn't grab hold of it, and Miller, the tall centre-back, has to head it out for a second corner of the game to the Rebels, and James Dobson goes across to take this one for Slough. And again, it'll be an in-swinging corner here for the Rebels. And they'll need to get a good delivery in. There's some height in that Sholing defence. And this time he has whipped the ball in, and it's headed away again by Miller. Comes to the edge of the area. Ben Harris tries to get it. Overhead kick by him, but it's well wide of the goal. But, yeah, Slough better decide, because the two centre-backs... the two centre-backs for Sholing are quite two, Castle and Miller. So there they go. Zach Randall is listening. He's the third generation Rebel listening on his commute home. Wishing his dad David well and hospital and Tony as well at the game. So there you go. So some Rebels fans listening in. Ball played over the top here, looking for Matt Stevens, headed away by Castle, only as far as Warren Harris, and his header finds Stevens. Stevens trying to turn past Cuthbertson on the edge of the box, still running with it, treads on it and finds Warren Harris. Harris down the right hand side, trying to turn and get a crossing. Been spotted by Cuthbertson, who appeared on that far hand side. Cuthbertson is the player that gets a crossing, blocks the cross there, but it's out for a throw. Good afternoon to Raj Betty. This is his first, second, and third journal. I don't even know what you're all talking about, but there you go. It's something about generations. I thought it was a game, generation game. Dobson comes back short for pick up the throws. Come back here to Warren Harris, who crosses first time, headed away by Byron Mason. Comes to the edge of the box for Dobson. Dobson's ball is poor. It's picked up here by Wart, but Dobson does well to win the ball back, but can't control it. Goes out of play for a goal kick to the home side. So we've played coming up to 14.5 minutes. Still 0-0 between the two sides, but Slough have had the efforts on target so far this afternoon. I should say this evening, really, shouldn't I? But there we go. We'll try and keep you scores from the other replays that are going on as well, as we wait for Gosney to take this goal kick. And Gosney kicking to this now darkening sky. Lee Togwell with the header. Matt Stevens tries to get there, and the ball's flicked on here with Nisbet to try and chase. He hooks the ball clear, and Dan Mason has the ball, but Slough won it back with Warren Harris, who's fought tirelessly for the ball. Down the line here for Matt Stevens to chase. Stevens up against Miller, and Stevens is adjudged to have fouled Miller. That'll be a free kick to the home side. And it's just on the edge of the Sholing box. They'll take their time with this one. And just waiting for Gosney to not in any hurry to come and rush and take this free kick. And it will be Gosney to get this game back underway with a kick here into centre, looking for ball pit, headed away well by Nisbet. It's been allowed to be played forwards by Castle, looking for the run of Wart here on the right hand side up against Wells. Wart just turning away from trouble, taking the long way round, plays the ball in here towards Byron Mason. He just flicks the ball high up in the air, and It's here. I can't see who it's with. It's here with number 6, which is Ball Pit. It comes off Slough player last. It's a throw down that near hand side, the side that I can't see anything of. But I tell you, it's Cuthbertson that's going to take the throw. And it hasn't come in yet. I think it's just waiting for a little bit of long throw into the box. It's headed on there, and it comes to the back post here for Target. Target trying to turn inside the box, but Lee Togwell gets there to hook the ball clear up towards Stevens. Stevens holds the ball up really well. Finds Scott Davis. Davis first time ball finds Ben Harris crossing the halfway line. He's got Warren Harris in his outside. Slough coming forwards in numbers. Tries to find Warren Harris. Just a little bit forward for Warren Harris, and he keeps the ball in, but it's gone out of play for a throw to the Rebels right by the corner flag. I think the last touch had come off Sholing player, so it would have gone out for a corner if it hadn't been touched out there. But it's a throw here, quickly taken by Josh Chapman to find Warren Harris. Back here to Josh Chapman, who turns away from his marker, crosses in. Dobson with the header. It's across the goal. It's just wide of the goal. But again, Slough with another chance there. They just need to try and take one of these early chances that they're getting in the game. But as of yet, still 0-0 between the two sides. And a good healthy crowd have travelled down here to the game this evening. I must say that's good. Well, I can't really see it down. There's a lot of people just standing next to each other. There's one by one kind of thing. There's no kind of like tiered terracing or anything. So okay, so long kick here by Gosney. Looking for War, headed by Wells. Comes out of play for a throw to Sholing. And Cuthbertson with this throw, trying to find Mason flicking the ball on to Watt. Inside here towards Bullpit. Bullpit's ball is a little bit wide, but it's picked up here by McLean, who's come forwards from the left back position. And here towards Target. Target down that near hand side, followed by Josh Chapman. Target gets a cross in. It's a good cross, and Mason flicks the header on. It's just wide of the goal. In fact, it must have got a touch off a Slough player because it's gone out for the first corner of the game to the home side. And it's a corner to... I'm just going to try and see. It's Sawyer that's going to go across to take this corner for Sholing. And this is where Slough got to be careful. Miller and Castle have gone forwards for this. And don't forget, Sholing scored 2 of their goals from set pieces on Saturday, so they will have to be very careful about what's going on. The ball played into the box, looking for the far side. It's headed by Castle, but it's well wide of the goal and out for a goal kick. So 0-0 here between the two. Someone's just walking past with a plate of chips. Look very nice. Covered in sauce. Long ball here, looking for Stevens. Stevens can't get a touch to it. Cuthbertson hooks the ball away. And Nisbet looking for a free kick. It's not given. It's played forward by Wells. Great defending by Cuthbertson. Headed on by Scott Davis towards Ben Harris. Ben Harris gets a second chance to keep hold of the ball. Being forced back towards his own goalkeeper here and finds Jack Turner. And Turner plays the ball forward, looking for Warren Harris on the right hand side. Beaten to the ball by McLean, goes out of play for a throw to Slough. Around about 15 yards inside the Sholing half. Quick throw by Josh Chapman, finds Warren Harris. Harris crosses in first time. Ben Harris tries to get ahead of it. He gets a glimpse to it, but just can't head it towards the goal. It's just wide of the goal and out for a goal kick. But again, Slough with the chances here. And it's Gosney with the goal kick. 0-0 to score. And I'd give it a guess of about 300 here this evening. Just having a quick look round. There's Gosney. Long kick here looking for Mason. Well won by Wells, but it's picked up by Byron Mason and beats Davis to the ball. Oh, great challenging back by Ben Harris, who wins the ball for Slough. And then Ben Harris finds Matty Stevens. Stevens trying to run the ball past, but can't do that. It's gone out of play. Good evening to Graham Tompkins, who's listening in Bristol. Are you watching Bristol Manor Farm for us, Graham, just in case we get through? And it's Cuthbertson that will take this throw for Sholing. Goes all the way back towards the goalkeeper, Gosney. Gosney's clearance is high. Nisbet gets there first. It comes out here towards Dobson. Dobson plays it in first time. Oh, it's a bit hooked away by Miller. And then Bullpit tries to take it down. Davis gets there first for Slough, wins the ball. Brings the ball forwards for Slough. Being chased here by Target. Holds the ball up. Finds Lee Togwell. Togwell out towards Josh Chapman. Davis has gone down with an injury here. Ball played forwards to Stevens on the edge of the box. Up against Miller. Stevens trying to turn. Just being forced backwards a little bit here to find Lee Togwell. Togwell's ball back down the line for Josh Jackman, who's in the forwards position for Slough. Here in towards Lee Togwell. Togwell finds Scott Davies, 35 yards away from goal. Just teasing the ball in here towards Dobson. Dobson on that, now popping up on the right hand side. Crosses in with his left foot. That's a great cross. Oh, well headed away by Castle. Just as Ben Harris was going to get there. Slough won it back here. It's come through to Ben Harris, who stops inside looking for a free kick. And the referee has given a penalty again to the Rebels. That's 4 games in a row. And it's a foul on Ben Harris. He skipped past one challenge. And as he skipped the other way, he got caught. And his leg was taken from underneath him. And it's a penalty to Slough. And James Dobson is the player that's standing over this one. James Dobson has scored 3 goals so far this season. Everyone from the penalty spot, all of them in the last 3 games. Can he make it 4 in 4 from the penalty spot? And he's just about to place the ball down here. He's wearing white boots today, I think, is James Dobson. So it's Dobson up against Gosney. Comes to the edge of the box. And Dobson to take this penalty for Slough. Little studded runner. Comes forward, takes a shot. Oh, it's a great save by Gosney. But Slough have put the rebound. Oh no, they haven't. Gosney with a really good save. He's pushed the penalty onto the crossbar. The ball came back out then to Lee Togwell, who had a shot. And Gosney again with a really good save to save the ball from going in. And ball's here with what? High foot, referee. How do you give a free kick when he gets kicked in the head? That's a really weird decision by the referee. Great double save there by Gosney though in the Sholing goal. Saves the penalty, pushed it onto the bar. And then another good save from the rebound. Ball played in from the free kick by Cuthbertson towards Dan Mason. Mason turns on the edge of the box. Nicked out by Mark Nisbet. Ball played for us by Lee Togwell trying to find Stevens. Stevens here up against Miller. Stevens trying to show it in. McLean comes across as well. And the referee gives a foul by McLean. It's a free kick for the Rebels. It's Slough with the better of the performances and chances here. But still 0-0 here at the moment thanks to Gosney in the Sholing goal. That is a great double save by the goalkeeper. It's a free kick here now for Slough. It's on the corner of the box. And Dobson and Scott Davis standing over this. Just a 2-man wall by the looks of it for Sholing. It was a good penalty by James Dobson as well. It's just a really fantastic save by the goalkeeper. And Dobson's going to take this free kick for Slough. And he's just looking to wait for the referee's whistle here. Hits it straight at the wall. Ball comes back straight out to him though. And he's trying to turn and gets this on his left foot. Gets his foot in. Crosses boom. Bouncing. Oh, it looks like another handball in the box there. Ball's bouncing around. So shot by Slough. It's gone all the way across the goal. And that was more of a penalty than anything. Lee Togwell keeps the ball in here and finds George Wells. Wells crosses first time. Ball bouncing around in the penalty. Oh, comes through to a Slough player. He's not offside. Ball bouncing around. It's Stevens who can't get there. Challenge goes out for a corner to Slough. And the Sholing players are complaining that, but there was more of a handball there by a Sholing player. That should have been a second penalty for sure. But Slough got a corner. It's Dobson to take it. This will be an out-swinging corner for Slough. Slough with the pressure on here. They need to make these chances count. And it's played in. Diving in, comes through, comes back out here towards Dobson, who hits it in with power. It's bouncing around, comes around. Goalkeeper goes for it. It's good. Another corner to the Rebels. And again, Dobson will be the player that runs across to take it. Slough have to put one of these chances in the back of the net here, because the longer it goes on, it's all Slough at the moment in these first opening 25 minutes. It's another corner from this near hand side, which Dobson will take. It's an out-swinging corner, played in with power. Oh, headed away by Byron Mason. Finds target here up against Scott Davis. And Scott Davis gets his foot to it. It goes out of play for a throw to Sholing. And they'll just take their time, just calm the game down here. Slough with some good chances here, but still 0-0 between the two sides here down on the south coast. And it's McLean that will take this throw for Sholing, right by his home dugout. Long throw, flicked on well by Dan Mason and finds Target down the left hand side. Target can't keep the ball in. And it's throw to Slough on the far hand side. Sam Togwell's gone across to take this for Slough. And it's headed back away by Nisbet. Comes off the head of Byron Mason in the centre. Sawyer beaten to the ball by Lee Togwell, but Byron Mason with the ball over the top, looking for Wart. Wart is judged to have fouled. I think that's a free kick for holding on to George Wells. And it's Jack Turner with the ball down, looking for Ben Harris. He's come out here, headed on, finds Target. Target's deep here for Sholing, looking for Wart on the far hand side again. Wart is offside. And Slough playing a very high line this evening. They've got to be very careful that they don't get that wrong. But it's a free kick to Slough. Jack Turner will come across to take this for Slough. And his ball looking for Warren Harris on the far hand side. Harris does well to head the ball on, but unfortunately just couldn't direct it into the path of Stevens. It's out of play for a goal kick. And it's Gosney to take the goal kick. The Sholing Ultras are singing it's 0-0 despite the ref. And it should have been at the first game, lads. You would have seen what bad refereeing was. Gosney with this long ball down the field. It's come through to Scott Davis. Togwell hits it straight back at Davis, and Davis with the ball forward now for Stevens. Stevens trying to get there, but the Gosney's goalkeeper just comes out first, and Gosney's having a very good game this evening for Sholing, keeping his team in the game here with a couple of saves. George Wells standing in front of me here, and I think it's Wart who's gone down again injured. And it is Wart who's down injured at the moment. So while there's a treatment to Wart, a second time he's been treated, let's see if we can find you some scores from other FA Cup games as well. Weston have just taken the lead away to Salisbury. They lead 1-0. Colville 1, Buxton 0. Hereford are 1 up. Oh, that's their under 18s. Never mind. Oh, because they're playing tomorrow, aren't they? I must get that right. I knew they were playing the Truro, isn't it, tomorrow? Let's have a look and see what else we've got. For you, Chalvey Sports are currently 2-1 down at home to Penn Football Club, Penn and Tylers. And that's being played at Arbour Park this evening. And Wart just gets to his feet slowly here this evening. And he's going off, doesn't it? Like he's sorry, it's not Wart actually, I'm afraid, it's Sawyer. Sorry, my apologies there. And it's Sawyer who's going off. He looks okay, so it's a throw here for the Rebels. And it's George Wells who will take this throw for Slough. Just a couple of feet inside the Sholing half. Wells gets the ball back here from Dobson. Plays it down here for Dobson. Dobson couldn't keep the ball in play. It's out of play for a throw to the home side. And the Sholing fans think this is the first time that the referee's given them anything. And it's Cuthbertson standing in front of me, who's right in front of our commentary position, takes this throw. And again looking for Dan Mason. It's Nisbet who heads it away towards George Wells. Wells' clearance comes across there, and Warren Harris is first to it. Gets there before Byron Mason. Byron Mason just barges him off the ball and plays the ball down the line here for Target to chase. And Jackman's there for Slough, being forced wide by Target. Jackman with the clearance is flicked on, comes through to Ben Harris. Ben Harris trying to hold the ball up. Comes off Ben Harris last. He thinks it's his throw, as does a rather irate John Underwood on the bench. I think that clearly came off a Sholing player, but the linesman and referee have given it to a throw to Sholing. And then taken nowhere near where the ball went out of play. McLean with the throws. Flicked on here by Wart. Wells, mistake by him. And it's Nisbet who comes across with a header. And then Davis hooks the ball high into the night sky. Dobson trying to get underneath it. Byron Mason with a little cushion header on. Dobson's clearance comes and falls fine kindly for Byron Mason. Then right hand side crosses. Hits a Slough player. It's Nisbet who's there. Then Dobson finds Davis, and now I can't see. But the ball's here with Cuthbertson, who gets a cross in. It's headed away by Sam Togwell on the edge of the box. It's come through here to Scott Wells, and Dan Mason's there. Ball played in by Cuthbertson. It's his shot that's blocked. Ball bouncing around in the penalty spot. It's just Warren Harris with a clearance for Slough. trying to find Matty Stevens. He can't get there. Nisbet gets there first for Slough, but the ball is played by McLean, or hits Stevens in the face. And it's Dobson who keeps the ball in for Slough down this left-hand side. It's got Ben Harris. Oh, Ben Harris gets there, but Miller's diving header. He gets caught by Ben Harris, and it's a free kick to the home side, Sholing on the edge of their penalty area. And it's still 0-0 here at the moment. We played 31.5 minutes of this first half, but Slough have the better of the chances so far, and that penalty save by Gosney is what keeps Slough from being in the lead here at the moment. And it's Gosney with this free kick down the field. It's headed on by Mason, but it's straight out of play for a throw to Slough. Being well shackled by Josh Jackman on that far hand side. Jackman takes the throw quickly and finds Jack Turner being chased down by Tug. It plays the ball long down the field. It's Stevens, it's over the head of him. Castle comes across for the challenge to play the ball forwards. Wart's beaten to the ball by Wells, but gives the ball away, and it's here with Byron Mason. Byron Mason being closed down by Lee Togwell. Here towards Dan Miller. Miller plays the ball forwards, and it's straight over the head of everyone. It'll go out of play for a throw to Slough. And Josh Jackman takes the throw quickly towards Jack Turner, being chased by Dan Mason, but Turner's long ball down the field. It's Miller who heads the ball away. Lee Togwell tries to get there first. It's here with Bullpit in the centre, working hard, plays the ball in. Josh Jackman with the challenge again, comes with to Ben Harris. Little cushion header by him, finds Warren Harris. Down the line for Stevens, challenged by Dan Miller. Ball played in by Scott Davis. Not the best, it's picked up by Byron Mason, finds Cuthbertson. His ball's flicked on to Wart, but won by George Wells, in towards Scott Davies. Davies trying to play the ball a look here for Stevens. Stevens does well to get up and get the header, but again it's hooked clear by McLean. Up towards Mason. Mason heads the ball on, and it's Sam Togwell that clears it back towards goalkeeper Jack Turner. And Turner this time with a long kick down the field. Dobson's going to leave the ball to come through to George Wells. Wells comes down the left hand side. Wart's taken the ball off him with some good defending. Back here with the goalkeeper Gosney, who clears solidly, looking for Dan Mason up against Sam Togwell. And Dan Mason gets his body in the way there. It's a free kick to Sholing for a foul by Sam Togwell. And it's a free kick to the home side, 35 yards away from goal. Central position for Sholing. And there's a couple of players lining up to take this one, but it's Sawyer standing over this free kick here for the home side. So we're just a two-man wall at the moment. So it's a good 30, maybe nearly close to 40 yards away from goal, actually, this free kick. Ben Harris has been urged to drop back a little bit. Sawyer plays the ball in. It's headed away by Slough. Comes through to Warren Harris. Harris finds Josh Jackman on the right-hand side. Jackman's ball down the line, hits target, and then the ball played in here towards Dan Mason. In fact, back in, looking for the run past. He gets to the byline, and it's challenged by Dan Mason, who slays the ball out. He's looking for a corner, but the referee says it's a goal kick to Slough. And again, the Sholing Ultras think that that's a poor decision. And it's Turner to take the goal kick for Slough. Just urging his team further down. A long kick again here by Turner. Headed away by Byron Mason. Flicked on by Bullpit. Comes here towards Togwell. Lee Togwell's headed away by Dan Miller. Lee Togwell gets there first. Scott Davis uses his body to try and get there. It's a foul. Should have gone the other way, really. Should have been a free kick to Sholing. And Sawyer didn't agree with that. It was Sawyer that had been judged to have committed the foul. I thought it was a foul on Sawyer, but there you go. It's a free kick to Slough, which should maybe have gone the other direction. And it's Sawyer's just been spoken to by the referee here. And Dobson standing over this free kick. It's only about 10 yards inside the Sholing half, so a good 40 odd plus yards away from the goal. And Dobson to take this one. Hits him with some pace and power, but it's too much, and goes straight out of play for a goal kick to the home side. And It's Gosney. So I don't know, something that these Sholing fans are singing. And it's a goal kick here by Gosney. It's come over the head of everyone. Wart flicks the ball on to Dan Mason. It's come off Slough play last, and it's taken quickly here, and it's Sholing on the attack. I can't see down the line, but it's cleared by Lee Togwell. The header though by Byron Mason finds Warren Harris. Harris with a chance to spread down the right hand side, being chased by Sawyer. Warren Harris still running with the ball. He's run 30 odd yards. He's got Josh Chapman with him if he needs him, and plays the ball here inside to Scott Davis, who's popped up on the right hand side to pick the ball up. Davis with the ball down, looking for the run of Josh Chapman. Comes to the edge of the box for Matt Stevens. Ball bouncing around. Hook cleared by Byron Mason. Ball bouncing around, and it's beaten away here by Sawyer, but his ball isn't the best. It's come straight through to Davis. Just rolled out a play for a throw. So now take it quickly and find Dobson. Dobson turning up on the right hand side. Takes a shot from distance, and Gosney catches it again, but spills it the first time. And Stevens just can't get there, but it's rolled out here towards Cuthbertson. Played back in here towards Bullpit. Bullpit being chased down by Lee Togwell. And it's obviously that something Slough have seen from the first game, where Bullpit really did manage everything that Sholing put in. And see Lee Togwell's on him all the time. Ball thrown in from Wells, finds Davis, who then finds Sam Togwell. Sam Togwell's ball looking for Matt Stevens. Takes it down well on his chest, but McLean's there first for Sholing. Plays the ball down, looking for the run of Target. Josh Chapman in the chase here, who plays it back towards his goalkeeper Turner. And Turner's first time clearance down the field, looking for Warren Harris. Harris does really well, finds Ben Harris. Ben Harris has been a little quiet last 5 minutes. Plays the ball here for Warren Harris to chase. McLean's there first though, plays it back to his goalkeeper Gosney. Gosney under pressure clears the ball, and it bounces over everyone's head. Wart with the little header finds Dan Mason just inside his own half. Great challenge again though, and it's Josh Chapman again with the challenge, who intercepts the ball. And the ball's here with Turner for Slough's goalkeeper, in towards George Wells. And he finds Dobson. Dobson now got a bit of space to run at the Sholing defence. Crosses first time. It's well intercepted by Miller, and it finds Sawyer. Oh, Sawyer almost gives the ball away. It finds its way to Dan Mason. Mason skips past Nisbet back in towards Sawyer. And out here towards Mason again. Mason holds the ball up and finds Cuthbertson, the right back, just inside his own half, and played here towards Castle. Castle under pressure from Ben Harris. Ben Harris chased him well. Ball played forwards. It's a waste of a ball. It's going to go all the way through to Jack Turner. And Turner again takes a long kick down this near hand side. Slough pushing Warren Harris further forwards. It's Warren Harris who keeps the ball in on the far hand side up against McLean. It's got Lee Togwell on the inside if he can find him. Tries to get across it. It comes off McLean. And McLean's clearance only finds Josh Chapman on the edge of the box. But ball comes into Chapman. He shoots. Oh, it's just through the goal. It's got a touch from a player from Sholing that takes it wide of the goal. Josh Chapman with a shot from just to the edge. I'm not sure if it was a cross. Stevens was in there as well, but it must have taken a touch off a Sholing player. It's a corner, and it's on this near hand side, so it would be an out-swinging corner for Slough. And again, they send forwards Nisbet and Sam Togwell. They're coming up to just shy of 40 minutes here. Slough's ball in, comes through to the far hand side, comes out towards Ben Harris. Harris with a chance to come down the right hand side and get a cross in. Turns inside. Plays his ball in towards Nisbet. Nisbet's being forced wide. Here towards Togwell. Togwell shoots. It's blocked. Here comes through to Ben Harris. Ben Harris trying to run through. It's going to break through to Warren Harris. He can't get there. And it's cleared here. Wart can't keep that in. And it's a throw to Slough. And there's an injury here to a Sholing player. Sawyer, I think he's injured again. So there's a stoppage in play. The Slough fans are a lot noisier here tonight than they were on Saturday. And Sawyer's going off. He's just been treated. I'm not sure if that's going to be the end of his night. No sign of a substitution at the moment. It looks like it will be a substitution for Sholing. The referee just allowing... So they're not allowing it. It's Sholing temporarily down to 10 men at the moment. Ball's here with Martin Nisbet in here towards George Wells. Wells tries to skip past the challenge of Wart. Still has the ball at his feet. Inside to Scott Davis. Sholing temporarily down to 10 men at the moment with Sawyer going off. And the ball's here with Davies. Plays it across here towards Mark Nisbet. Nisbet across to Sam Togwell. Bullpit has chased every single ball. The ball's still here with Sam Togwell. Plays the ball out looking for Dobson, but Walk gets there first. Sorry, looking for Wells it was. And the ball played forward, looking for the run of Bullpit. And Bullpit gets his head to it, but Davis is there for Slough. And finds Nisbet. Still again temporarily down to 10 men off Sholing. The substitution ball hasn't gone out of play. In here towards Lee Togwell. Finds George Wells. Wells down this left-hand side. Being chased by Watt. Ball comes in from him. Oh, it's a poor ball. It's played away by Miller. And Dan Mason's backing in there. The referee says ball play on. And the ball's here with Nisbet. Nisbet's ball played by McLean. It's getting a bit scrappy here. Comes out to Lee Togwell. Togwell's got Wells and acres of space on this left-hand side if you season. Plays the ball forwards here. Gets a touch of a Sholing head. Looking for Matt Stevens. Stevens on the edge of the box. Holds the ball up. It's got Warren Harris here on the outside. Warren Harris crosses. Ben Harris is in there. Headed away by Castle. Comes to the edge of the box. Josh Chapman gets a touch to it. Ball bouncing around. Comes out here towards George Wells. Little cushion header finds Scott Davis. Davis has got time. Plays it in looking for the run of George Wells. Oh, Wells just beaten to the ball by Ward with a really good challenge by him. And Sholing again, don't forget, it's still down to 10 men here at the moment. And the ball played forwards by Cuthbertson. And again, Josh Chapman does really well to make sure that that's not a dangerous ball. And that will allow the substitution to happen. It will, well, if the board works.
43 minutes.
Okay, well, we'll tell you who it is. Because the board don't work. Yeah, there you go, he's got it now.
Number 18, Owen Royal.
Owen Royal is the player on. He finally forgot to put the board on. But it's Owen Royal replacing Alex Sawyer. That's a substitution for Sholing. And the game will restart with a throw to the Rebels. Eventually, when the referee's happy. And it's Josh Chapman with the throw. Gets it back here from Lee Togwell. Josh Chapman just plays it off target for another throw to Slough. Good afternoon to Neil Humphrey, Bradley Coleman, Darth Scroat. And the ball's here with Jack Turner at the moment. He plays the ball down, looking for Dobson. Dobson trying to flick the ball on. Cuthbertson defends it well. It breaks here for Byron Mason. Played it out here towards Ward. Ward immediately under pressure from Dobson. Finds Cuthbertson. Cuthbertson again under pressure from Dobson. Clears it out of play. And Dobson working hard without the ball this evening. And it's a throw to Slough, which George Wells has come across to take. In quickly to Dobson. Finds Wells. Played backwards to Sam Togwell. In towards Scott Davis. Turns runs into trouble. And again, Josh Chapman is there to see Slough safe. And it's ball played forwards here. Looking for the runner, Matt Stevens. Headed away by Castle. Comes to the edge where Ben Harris just overruns it. And that's a poor challenge by Ben Harris on Cuthbertson, I think it was in the end. And the referee just calling Ben Harris and the captain Mark Nisbet over, just telling him to calm down. He did exactly the same in the earlier in the first half for the Sholing players, just saying no more of that. And that's good refereeing here today by Mr. Harris. There's 3 Harrises then on the pitch. And it's Gosling to take this free kick from the D of his area, goes all the way through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And Turner looks to get Slough on the attack, plays the ball through to Ben Harris, who holds the ball up, just gets caught by the substitute Royal, and that's a free kick to Slough. It's in the centre circle inside the Sholing half. It's going to be Scott Davies will take this free kick. Just around about 5 yards inside the Sholing half. And he floats the ball into the box, looking for Sam Togwell. Headed away well, comes to the edge of the box for targets. It's Josh Chapman again, who's there first for Slough, and finds Scott Davies. Davies has now got plenty of time to play a better ball in. Hits it with a bit of pace. Finds Dobson on the far hand side. Dobson puts his header in to the box. It's bouncing around. Hooked away by Byron Mason. Comes back here to George Wells, little cushion header finds Scott Davies again. He gets another chance to play it in. Same ball in, looking for Dobson. Dobson does again. Same, gets his header across. Comes out here towards Mark Nisbet. Nisbet plays it in. Oh, low to Stevens. Stevens turns. It's not. He can't get a good contact on it. It's a powder puff shot, which is easily grabbed by Gosney in the goal. And Gosney having a man of the match performance here at the moment in this first half. Gone kick down the field here, looking for Wart. Headed by Wells. Comes out of play for a throw. It's Cuthbertson who will take this throw. A couple of feet inside the Slough half. Puts his throw into the box. Headed away by George Wells. Comes to the substitute Royal. His touch is poor. It's played by Wells. Hits Ben Harris and comes back out here towards Cuthbertson, who plays the ball down here for Wart to chase. I can't see what's going on. But it's gone out for a corner to the Sholing. In the second minute of added time of the first half. So it's Cuthbertson that goes across to take this corner. So it'll be an out-swinging corner. And I think someone's doing some commentary on the recordings that they're doing. They've got a really nice microphone, one of those posh sports one. Ball play forwards. Oh, Turner can't get there first time. Gets its second chance. And I guess that will be the end of the first half. And there you go. That is the half-time whistle here. It's 0-0 at half-time. But Slough have had a lot of the ball. And they've had a lot of the chances. And it's the... so I've got they call it the Universal Stadium here. Sorry, I must tell you that it's called the Universal Stadium. But yes, Gosney in the Sholing goal is the player who so far has... been the difference between the two sides. That penalty save from James Dobson, pushing it onto the bar and then saving the rebound from Lee Togwell. And he's made a couple of other good saves as well. But at the moment, 0-0 between the two sides. Don't forget, I do have the half-time quiz for you today. I was working behind the bar at the club on Friday night, so I didn't really have time to do one. But I have got one for you. And we'll just... waiting to see if a few people come past. Trying to see if we can grab someone to get me a cup of tea, but never mind. Oh well, it's fine. So there you go. Right, we'll go to the half-time quiz then, because that's easiest thing while I've got some light in front of me. Okay, so you can get in contact either on the comments page or on Twitter at MyFC Rebels Radio. So I will give you your half-time quiz. Okay, so this is FA Cup based, because obviously we're in the FA Cup. The first BBC radio commentary of a final came in which year? So it's obviously the FA Cup final. So the first BBC radio commentary of an FA Cup final came in which year? Right, question 2. Between 1872 and 1892, all but two finals were played at which ground? So the question is, between 1872 and 1892, all but two finals were played at what ground? So there you go. Right, number 3 for you. In the 1970 Chelsea versus Leeds final, this went to a replay. It was the first FA Cup final replay since 1912. But where was that replay? So there you go. 1970 Chelsea versus Leeds. It was the first FA Cup final to go to a replay since 1912. Where was that held? Question 4. Which side won the first and last FA Cup finals staged at the Millennium Stadium? I won't give you the years because that'll give it away. But you can pretty much guess Millennium Stadium when it was used for it. And then the final question: when Chelsea beat Liverpool 2-1 in 2012, who became the record FA Cup winner with 7 FA Cup wins? So when Chelsea beat Liverpool 2-1 in 2012 final, who became the most have the record for the most FA Cup winning medals in that game. So I'll give you if I can remember, I'll give you the score, I'll give you the answers at the end of half time. There's a lot of you going on and chatting on here. Let's just Wills Reese wants to know the score. Someone's already put it on there. It's 0-0 at the moment. Some of you are just chatting about things. Just make sure you keep the chat nice and clean and calm, please, people. Just don't want to turn any of you off. But there you go. Just play nicely. So there you go. You can have a go at the quiz answers instead of moaning. So there's a Carabao Cup thing going on, or some kind of thing going on tonight. I don't know what it's called. Don't really care, to be honest. Kim Shield is multitasking by she's got Great British Bake Off on and listening to us. I can assure you that the Great British Bake Off is far more entertaining, and I can't believe that I've had to miss it tonight. Luckily I've got it on record, so don't show me too much, because I'll be watching that mostly tomorrow night when I get in. I think it depends what it's like tonight. It could be going on here to about 12 o'clock with extra time and penalties. So there you go. So I will give you some half-time scores for you in a second. Gerard Taylor's had a guess. He's got I think you got the wrong end of number 4. Oh no, yeah, you kind of got it. Yeah, you got 2, 3 maybe. I'll let you have 3. FC Video, you're miles away. White City, where'd you get that? What kind of quiz answers that? So go there. Good evening to Tosh Sharma, Darth Scroat, who's listening. No, FC Video just posting rubbish. Oh, 50-50 draw.
Tickets on pink, and it's 1-3-2.
Right, if you've got pink 1-3-2, then you have just won the 50-50. So there you go, 50-50 is 1-3-2. If you've been down here and bought one and gone home, congratulations. But that is the winning 50-50 ticket here. And the way it's going at the moment, it must be the only thing that anyone's going to win. It's very, very, very strange here. It's a bit cold as well here. So this bloke's wearing just a t-shirt. You can tell he's a Slough fan. Not being funny, but you can tell he's a Slough fan. He's just got a t-shirt on. Bud's just walking past there. Good evening to Bud. He's just gone past. So there you go. So just I was trying to find some scores for you, wasn't I? There you go. I'll try and do that at my best. I keep forgetting what I'm doing, which isn't difficult really. Okay, let's see if we can find you some scores for you in the Carabao Cup. It's FC Bournemouth 1, Blackburn 0, Blackpool 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0, Burton Albion 0, Burnley 1, Man United 1, Derby County 0. Surprise, surprise, that's on Sky Sports. Millwall 0, Fulham 1, Oxford 0, Man City 1, Preston North End 1, Middlesbrough 1, West Brom 0, Crystal Palace 1, Wolves 0, Leicester 0, and Wickham 1, Norwich 3. In the National League, it's Aldershot 0, Maidstone United 1, Barnet 1, Waterlooville 0, Barrow 1, Gateshead 1, Braintree 1, Leyton Orient 2, Chesterfield 0, Maidenhead 2. Chesterfield boss Martin Allen looks like he could be on his way out there. Eastleigh 0, Boreham Wood 0, Ebbsfleet 1, Bromley 2, FC Halifax 0, AFC Fylde 0, Harrogate Town 0, Wrexham 0, Salford City 0, Hartlepool 0, Solihull Moors 1, Dagenham and Redbridge 0, and Southern United 2, Dover Athletic 1. And there's not a lot coming through anywhere else apart from the Bostic Leagues. If any of you are really interested in the Bostic League. Molesey are losing to Ashford Town Middlesex, quite a derby there. Hayes and Yedding are beating Northwood. So there you go, and just a reminder that the winners of this tie will be at home to Bristol Manor Farm. That will be the game. So if whoever wins this tie, they will be at home to Bristol Manor Farm, and they beat Basingstoke Town on Saturday 5-2. So won't be an easy game for whoever faces them. So there you go. Let's just see if any of you had another couple of goes at our quiz. I've forgotten all about the quiz, to be extra honest there, but there you go. I'll have a look now. You know I can't. Oh, Miles Reardon's been cheating, I think, somehow, but he's got he's almost got them. He's got some of them, and there you go. So you're all right. Keep the conversation nice there, please. That's what we like. So what are we doing? I don't know. I've forgotten. I'm just watching the substitutes warm up, to be honest. And Slough have got.
Oh. Ticket on the 50-50 is pink, and it's 132. The winning ticket is 132.
Right. No one's claimed the pink. No one's claimed the pink winning ticket yet of 132. So maybe some of you at home are back on your way down to claim the prize. I don't know. But some of you have obviously got the answer to the last of the questions. So I'd aim for some. Yes, some of you are close on some of them. The one that you are looking for, some of you haven't got, some of you have got. 1970 Chelsea versus Leeds, where was the replay held? It was the first replay since 1912. No one has yet got the year of the first BBC radio commentary of an FA Cup final. Some of you are close. You all know number 5. And number 4, most of you have got as well, but I will give you those answers in a second. We're just watching as people just keep walking past with food. Well, I must have missed out. The burgers were quite nice actually earlier on this evening, I must say. So and quite cheap as well. But yes, there you go. So we'll just I don't even know what I'm doing now. Just waffling on as normal, really. I was going to try and find you some scores from featuring our other teams in our league for the FA Cup. That's what I was trying to do. So Slough trying to not be an upset like Chelmsford was. Chelmsford lost at home to Worthing in the FA Cup on Saturday. And some of the games have gone to replays. I can tell you that Hollyport are leading Woodley United 1-0. What was I trying to find for you? I don't know really what's going on. I think Hungerford are in the lead in their game. Their game is the original game replayed due to an injury to their young goalkeeper who's on loan from Reading, so that game was abandoned. And there you go. Just whittling on really, basically. Slough have come out for the start of the second half, so I'll just keep an eye out. Both teams have started to come out actually for the start of the second half. What did I do with that? Where's me thingy? I forgot to turn the stopwatch on. It's been going for an hour, 52 minutes, 59 minutes. It's been playing. There you go. Okay, so I'm just going to see if there's any changes to either of the two sides. So in that case, I will give you the answers to our half-time quiz. I don't think any of you got them all right, unfortunately. But the Sholing Ultras are back making some noise. Ian Warner's late, so he wants to know if it's the same ref as Saturday. No, it's not. But you did give us a penalty, which we've missed. Okay, so the answers to your quiz was the one thing that I don't think anyone got was the year. The first BBC radio commentary was 1927. Between 1872 and 1892, it was held at the Kennington Oval. 1970 Chelsea versus Leeds, the replay was at Old Trafford. Liverpool were the side that won the first and last FA Cup finals at the and it was Ashley Cole who was the winner of the first player to win 7 FA Cup final winners. Okay, so no changes by the looks of it to either side. And so the sides are for the home side: Ryan Gosling in goal, 2 is Cuthbertson, 3 McLean, 4 Castle, 5 Miller, 6 is Bullpit, 8 is Mason, B Mason, that's the captain. 9 is D Mason, 10 Wart, 11 Target, and 18 is Royal. For the Rebels, it's Turner 1, Jackman 2, Wells 3, Sam Togwell 4, Mark Nisbet 5, Lee Togwell 6, Dobson 7, Davies 8, Ben Harris 9, Stevens 10, Warren Harris 11. And he's kicked off already. Oh, I've missed that bit. Oh, what have I done? Press and start. I don't know what I'm doing. So, what have I done? I don't know what I've done. Oh, I've got to reset that one. There you go. I don't know. So there you go. So second half started. Ball's here on the far hand side with George Wells. Plays it ball forwards. It's hooked clear by Castle. And Dan Mason heads the ball on. Sam Tagwell's in the chase here, but Jack Turner comes to the edge of his box to clear for Slough. Goes straight out of play and into a field next to the ground here. And the ball quickly taken. Comes here towards Ben Harris, who's beaten to the ball well by Byron Mason. Plays the ball in behind the defence here. Slough looking for an offside. It's not been given, but they can't keep the ball in on the far hand side. It's gone out of play for a goal kick to Slough. Jack Turner will come across to take this throw. A small Slough band of faithful have just gone behind the goal. Kick by Turner. Aimed here towards Warren Harris. Gets a little push in the back from McLean, and McLean's header comes through to Sam Togwell. Heads it on. Warren Harris trying to get there. Ball picked with the header. Comes through to Scott Davis. Plays the ball forward. Ben Harris gets there first. Tries to chase his own knock on, but it's done by Miller back towards the goalkeeper, Gosney. And Gosney has the ball in his hand. Kicked by him. It's not the best. Bounces over the head of target, and Jackman can't stretch to get to the ball. Dan Mason will try and get there first. Barges Sam Togwell off the ball. Mason keeps hold of the ball. Comes down the near hand side. Josh Jackman's there. Oh, great challenge by Josh Jackman again. It's out for a corner though to Sholing. And again it's the two centre backs go forwards in Castle and Miller. And Slough with some defending to do start of this second half. Remember it's all level at the end of 90 minutes will go to extra time, and if it's all level after that will go to penalties. Cuthbertson is the player that's come across to take this corner. Slough with some defending to do here. I can't see him, but Cuthbertson's corner goes to the far post and it's going across the goal. It's bouncing around. It's hooked off the line by Slough, I think by Jack Turner's foot in the end. And Davis tries to get there on the far hand side. He can't. It's gone out of play for a throw to Slough. And the corner was played in. It got headed back across the post. I couldn't see who it was that headed it back for Sholing, but the ball bounced around in the penalty area and Slough hooked it clear. So Slough under haven't started the second half as well. Quickly ball played forward. It's one back here again by Castle. His header's flicked on by Mason towards Josh Jackman. Jackman wins the ball and brings it out for Slough. Plays it down here for Ben Harris to chase. Ben Harris keeping the ball in here up against Dan Miller. It's not gone out of play off Ben Harris to a throw to Sholing. And it'll be a throw to Sholing, which Marvin McLean will take. And throws it to Miller. Miller under pressure goes back towards his goalkeeper. And Gosney clears well. Looking for Dan Mason. Headed away by Lee Togwell, but headed back on by Bullpick. Again, Josh Jackman. Lovely header finds space for Warren Harris. Tries to play over Royal. Gets the ball and keeps running down the far hand side. Keeps going down the right hand side now. And still running with the ball. Gets to the corner. Plays the ball back here and tries to get to Josh Jackman, but it's come off Royal last. It'll be a throw to Slough. And Josh Jackman takes it quickly in towards Dobson. Little flick in here, but it's hooked clear. Comes back out towards Dobson. His header comes through and it's hooked clear towards just runs into Sholing player just runs into himself and ball's here with Dobson. Dobson's ball is poor. Comes back out though to Davies. And Davies just trying to orchestrate. Finds George Wells on the left. He can turn and pick the ball up for the run of Ben Harris down the left hand side. Harris crosses to the deep post. Warren Harris is there. McLean has to get a touch to it with his head and heads it out for a corner to Slough. And again, good work by Ben Harris again down that left hand side this time. Put a really good cross in with Warren Harris looking at the far post, but it's a corner that James Dobson will go across to take. It's an in-swinging corner. And Slough again really do need to take one of their chances that they're creating here at the moment. As we wait for Dobson to take this corner, played in with some width, bouncing around, and it's just gone wide of the goal. It's a header by Sam Togwell. It's taken a deflection and gone wide of the post. It's another corner to Slough, taken short. I know, so I thought they were going to take it short because I can't see what's going on in the corner area because there's so many people standing there, unfortunately. But it's going to be a throw. You all right, mate? How you doing? And the ball corner comes in. It's played across here though to George Wells. Wells crosses the ball back in here looking for Dobson. Dobson heads it into the box. It's hooked clear in the end by Byron Mason. Comes up towards Wart. Wart trying to hold the challenge up. Togwell won the ball, but apparently he's fouled Wart, and it's a free kick here to Sholing. A couple of feet inside their own half. And Jamie Bullpitt is the player that takes this one, looking on the far hand side for the run of Wart. But Wells has seen that ball out of play. It's out of play for a throw to the Rebels. And they take the throw quickly. It's here with Jack Turner. Turner playing the ball in, looking for Warren Harris. McLean wins the header, but can't keep it in play. It's out of play for a throw to Slough. Which Josh Jackman to take. Josh Chapman right in front of a commentary position, puts his throw in towards Ben Harris. Ben trying to turn, ball bumps through to Warren Harris, who's skipping past the challenge. Ball comes off Byron Mason. He's being forced to go back towards his goalkeeper, and under pressure from Stevens, he's not the best, and the header's been flicked on. It's gone all the way out for a goal kick though to Sholing. Unfortunately, it's just right in that bit where they've got two camera people filming, which are unfortunately in the way. I can't see what's going on. It's a goal kick. It's a goal kick to Sholing. So, and then the drummer starts, which is brilliant. If I didn't have a headache and a cold, this would be brilliant. Ball played forward. Nisbet with the header. Bullpit heads the ball back in. Davis heads it away for Slough. Won by Royal. His header only finds George Wells on the left-hand side. Wells plays the ball down, but intercepted by Cuthbertson. Cuthbertson's ball played down the field straight out of play, and it's a throw to Slough. And it'll be George Wells that will come across to take this throw for Slough, roughly 15 yards inside their own half. And the ball played in, flicked on by Dobson, but no one else was there, and it's been cleared though only as far as Sam Togwell, whose ball trying to find Warren Harris. It's over hit, but McLean hits it straight at Warren Harris. Harris trying to work to get the ball back. McLean plays it in here towards target. Josh Chapman's there again for Slough. Ball's here with Togwell trying to find Stevens. Stevens tries to turn Miller. This time he's held the ball up well. Leaves the ball here for Josh Chapman. Chapman just couldn't get to the ball before it went out of play. It's gone out of play for a throw, but Slough trying to work hard here with Stevens and Josh Jackman impressing here tonight at the moment. And it'll be a throw here for Sholing that McLean will take. And McLean takes this throw, aimed towards Dan Mason, comes off Warren Harris's foot, and here to Target. Target hits it straight at the Slough player, and the ball bounces and falls through to Lee Togwell in towards Josh Chapman. Chapman is pulling his shirt, referee. How can you not do that? And then he dives in with a challenge. As it was Royal with the challenge. It was a little bit heavy. It's a free kick to Slough. Royal saying that he was having his shirt held. They were both holding the shirts, and he becomes the first player to gain a yellow card this evening. In fact, it's Target who got the yellow card. So he gets a yellow card. I can't see this because it's so dark. 8.5, or about 54. I haven't even got anywhere to write. 54. There you go. Someone will tell me. My pen's run away. Cross comes in. It's been headed away. It's out for another throw to Slough. Around about 10 yards away. Dobson will come and take this. So I think they're going to leave it for Sam Togwell to come across to take. So Slough fans do make a little bit of noise behind the goal. It's Sam Togwell with a long throw to come into that. He plays it short here towards Dobson, 35 yards away from goal. McLean's there. Dobson takes a shot, and it's spilled there by Gosney. Ball's bouncing around in the penny area, and in the end it's great defending by Cuthbertson. He can clear the ball only as far as George Wells. Wells plays it back in. Comes off the head of Byron Mason. Comes out here towards Target. Target being urged to run forward. Ben Harris, of all people, chasing Target down. Target treads on the ball, and Ben Harris wins it and then gets pushed in the back. And Ben Harris tries to take it quickly, slows it down. That's great play by Ben Harris, though. He's chased all the way back there to win that and won the free kick. Ball's here with Warren Harris, running down the near-hand side. He's got Dobson and Josh Jotman near him. It's here with Dobson. Dobson coming down the right-hand side, trying to turn past Royal. It's a corner. No, is it? It's a goal kick. It's actually come off Dobson last. And it's a goal kick here to Sholing. 0-0 still the score with 10 minutes of the second half gone. And you've just got a horrible feeling that it's going to go to penalties this evening. Slough just created enough chances in the first half to have won the game, but didn't take any of them. And so now it's Gosney with this goal kick. And the ball played in. It's Wells with the header away. Finds Warren Harris. Takes it down on his chest. In towards Lee Togwell. Togwell's ball trying to find Stevens. It's cleared by McLean. Warren Harris tries to get there. Dan Mason flicks the ball on. Only as far as Sam Togwell, who plays it in. Stevens being wrestled to the here, but the referee hasn't seen it. Ball's won back here by Scott Davis, who plays it way too hard out of play for a throw. Yeah, it'll be McLean that takes the throw. And McLean will finally take this throw. I guarantee that he's going to take a throw. And his throw goes up in the air. Warren Harris heads it straight back out of play. And Dan Mason complaining to the referee that he's being held. And McLean to take this throw. Ball played in. Mason does well to flick the ball on here towards Wart. Well, Mark Nisbet gets there first though for Slough, and then hooks the ball clear for Slough. The tall Miller underneath it wins the header, but his header only finds Scott Davis. Davis little header on to George Wells. Wells back in here towards Nisbet. Wells gets the ball back. Cuts inside. Still has the ball. Back out here towards Nisbet. Nisbet directing where he wants to go. Back here to Dobson. Now on the left-hand side. Dobson looking to play the ball in. Oh, he's just given the ball away to Cuthbertson, who clears the ball long. Looking for Wart. Headed away by Nisbet, who's done well to defend. Wells overhead kick puts the ball down the field. Headed away, comes back out here towards Lee Togwell. He leaves it for George Wells. Wells trying to find the run of Stevens. Stevens holds the ball up, cuts back inside. Good play by Slough. In here towards Dobson, back here towards Stevens. Stevens just been caught and loses the ball. It's here with Cuthbertson, who clears. Only is for Sam Togwell to win the ball. Davis challenge. The ball comes out here towards Warren Harris. He skips past the challenge and has the ball down this right hand side. Got Ben Harris outside of him if he needs him, and finds Ben Harris. Harris coming across. Crosses with his left foot. Ball bouncing around. It's just been cleared off the line, and Warren Harris tries to get there across the goal. Oh, it's gone on top of the goal. It's Warren Harris with the effort for Slough that just wouldn't drop down, and Slough couldn't get a good chance with it. And it's gone out for a goal kick. Gosney's down injured here in the goal mouth, saying that he's been caught.
Substitution for Sholing.
And
number 11, Brad Target.
Bradley Target has been replaced by no one. We don't know because they haven't said who's coming on. So, right. So Bradley Target's been replaced, but no one's told us who's come on, and the board hasn't worked. There you go, Jake Hoole. On 59 minutes of substitution is Jake Hoole on, replacing Target. So 2 second substitution used by Sholing there. And Gosney's recovered from his injury to play the ball on. Mason does well to Dan Mason to flick the ball on, trying to find Wart. Wells is there for Slough though. Plays the ball here, trying to find Dobson. Dobson up against Cuthbertson. Ball played in here towards Royal. Royal chipping the ball over the top for Wart to chase. Headed away by Wells. Flicked on by Bullpit in towards Dan Mason. Byron Mason, sorry. Slough played the ball out of play. It's out for a throw to Sholing, halfway inside the Slough half. Quickly taken, finding Royal. In towards Cuthbertson. Ball here with Wart. Wart trying to turn one way. Plays the ball back out here to Castle. Castle's ball into the box. Finds Dan Mason. Ball almost falls to the substitute Hool. Comes here to ball pit, finding Hool on the far hand side. Now with Josh Jackman up against it. Jackman follows him everywhere. Played in, ball turns in towards Mason, who shoots, takes a deflection, but it takes all the spin out of the shot there, and it's easily stopped by Jack Turner at his feet. And Turner trying to get Slough on the attack quickly here, trying to find James Dobson. Cuthbertson wins the header. It goes out of play for a throw to Slough on the far hand side. Wells takes it quickly towards Dobson. Dobson's ball comes out and ricochets towards Nisbet. Nisbet forgets to take the ball with him, but he's being chased by Ball Pit. Has to go all the way back towards his goalkeeper. And Dan Mason will chase this one. Long kick down the field, looking for James Dobson. They have the head of Castle. Castle wins the second header in towards Royal. Royal trying to find Wart on the far hand side. That's the ball that they look for. George Wells was there to clear it up, but Wart's won it back in towards Cuthbertson. Ball played forwards, headed away by Nisbet. Won by Ben Harris. Ben Harris just got caught there, but off the ball. And the referee says play on. Nisbet comes in and steals the ball for Slough. Finds Warren Harris. Harris in the centre circle position, bringing the ball forwards here. Finds Dobson on the left-hand side. Dobson crosses first time. It's a Castle with the clearance. Davis gets to it first, but can only put it into the path of Royal, and he plays it in here for Wart to chase, but Turner's there first for Slough, and Turner hammers that all the way back to Southampton. It's out for a throw to Sholing on the far hand side, taken quickly here towards Royal, back out towards Cuthbertson, back in towards Royal, being chased down by Lee Togwell. Ball forwards, and it's an offside against Hool, and a free kick to the Rebels on just outside their penalty box. And they're going to leave it for Jack Turner to take. 0-0 still the score here at the Universal Stadium. Played for 16.5 minutes of the second half. And it's Turner to take this free kick for Slough. Aimed towards Manny Stevens. Stevens beaten to the ball by Miller again. It's flicked on by Byron Mason. Lee Togwell with the header trying to find Ben Harris, who's popped up on the left-hand side. Harris trying to go past Cumberbatch, but it's cleared by him. Slough looking for a handball as it hits Byron Mason. Mason clears, it's taken a touch. It's out for a throw to Slough. And George Wells will take this throw for the Rebels. Eventually, in towards Dobson. Back here towards Wells. Wells trying to slip a couple of challenges. Still running with the ball. Just beats the ball by Cumberbatch. Cuthbertson even. Where did Cumberbatch come from? We've got Sherlock on the brain. Nisbet heads the ball straight out of play. The Slough fans are doing their best to get behind the sides. So a round of Bakes and Unders Rebel Army coming from the Rebels fans behind the goal. So where was this singing on Saturday then, eh? It's a throw to Sholing on the far hand side. It's Cuthbertson to take it. 10 yards in his own half. Plays the throw out. Dobson wins it, then gets clattered. Headed away by Slough. Headed on by Royal. In towards Dan Mason. Finds Wart down the right hand side. Great challenge though by Sam Togwell, and he plays the ball down the field looking for Dobson. Dobson can't get this out of play for a throw to Sholing. And it's Cuthbertson with the throw. Dobson just smashes it high into the night sky. It must have gone out of play, has it? Yep, it's gone out of play for another throw. And the Slough fans still going behind that goal. And the throw comes in from Cuthbertson. It's flicked on, trying to find Hool, and in the end it's Scott Davis with the clearance there. It's out for a throw to Sholing. He was slowly coming into this game in the second half. And it's a throw around about 8 yards away from the corner flag. And it's Cuthbertson with the throw on the far hand side. Bouncing around in the box. It's hooked clear in the air by Nisbet. Ball bouncing around. Warren Harris tries to get there. Hall, the player, hits it. Comes out here towards McLean, who can't control it. Surely the ball went out of play, didn't it? It's not gone out of play. Sam Togwell with the clear. It's not the best. It's one back by Ball Pit. He shakes off a couple of challenges. Finds Byron Mason, who's under pressure from Stevens. Here towards Miller finds McLean in towards Hall. Again, it's Josh Jackman with the interception. Ball played over the top here for Wart to chase. Sam Togwell gets a touch to it, but it's out of play and out of play for a throw to Sholing. Taken by Hall, he finds Wart. Wart trying to create some space. Comes off Jackman last. It's a throw to Sholing. Level with the 18-yard box of the Slough defence. It's McLean who goes across to take it. And the Slough fans still going with that rendition of Bakeson under Zombie. Ball throw in, and Josh Chapman comes out with the ball here for Slough. Plays it down the line for Stevens to chase. Miller takes a touch, it's out of play for a throw to Slough. Slough trying to take it quickly with Lee Togwell. Throws the ball in here towards Scott Davis. Davis has got, he tried to feed in Dobson, but it was poorly, and it was won back by Cumberson. And then a sliding challenge here by George Wells is going to bring us a yellow card to George Wells. And Wells will get a yellow card for a challenge. It was a bit late. 20 minutes into the second half. And first yellow card for a Slough player this evening. It's a free kick to Sholing. 10 yards inside their own half. It's ball played into the box. Too close to Jack Turner, who takes it easily. He wants to get Slough on the attack, trying to find the run of Jack Stevens. It's McLean here up against Stevens. Stevens trying to get there. Holds the ball up on the edge of the box, trying to turn inside. Being helped out here by Warren Harris. Harris comes down the right-hand side, trying to create the space. Gets a cross in. It's come out for a throw to Slough. In fact, does it come off... I think it's actually gone out for a goal kick, actually. My apologies there. I can't see down that side. It's just spun out of the plate. There's actually a goal kick here for the home side Sholing. Halfway through this, coming up to halfway period of this second half. Ball played in, flicked on by Mason. Josh Chapman's there for Slough. Oh, mistake by Slough. Ball's here with Ward. He can't get in there. Josh Chapman with the clearance. Gets a shot in. Oh, Jack Turner with a great save with his leg to block the ball from going in. The shot from Mason almost went in there. Ball's here with James Dobson on the far hand side. His ball, trying to find Stevens. Stevens holds the ball up. He's got Warren Harris this side if he needs him. Leaves it for Warren Harris. Harris cuts inside. It's got Dobson on the far hand side. It's blocked. It does come through to Dobson. Dobson trying to create space to shoot. It's blocked and goes out for a goal kick. I think it was Stevens who tried to get a touch to it. Ben Harris coming in at the back post, but Stevens got a touch and it's gone over the top of the bar and out for a goal kick. Still 0-0. So you know what that means at the end of 90 minutes. And it's going to be... the goalkeeper Gosley to take this kick, aimed again towards Mason. Well won again by Nisbet. Ball bounces around and Slough can't win the ball. It's over the top, but it bounces through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. Had it on the edge of his box. Long kick by him, trying to get Slough on the attack early. It's up towards Dobson. Cuthbertson wins it again. Flicked on by Byron Mason. And it's Ball Pitt who keeps the ball in on the far hand side. Plays it down the line here. It's got a lot of running on it. And Turner has to come across and hits another one just out the ground almost. Throw to Sholing, just inside their own half. And the throw comes in. Nisbet again with the header. Comes through to Davis. Davis finds Dobson, who's deep defending. Comes off a Sholing player. It's a throw to the Rebels. Halfway inside their own half. The Slough fans made so much noise today. It just makes Saturday unbelievable. Ball's here with Jack Turner, who receives the throw at his feet. Plays it forwards. Dobson flicks the ball on to find Matt Stevens. Stevens on the far hand side up against Cuthbertson. It's one back here by Slough with Stock Davis. Finds Stevens. Stevens on the edge of the box. Breaks into the box. Plays it into the centre. Ben Harris tries to turn. Forgets the ball was there. Plays it back out here towards Dobson. Dobson running forward, he's going to come down the left-hand side. Gets the ball in, it's blocked by Castle. Comes back out here towards Scott Davis. He finds Lee Togwell. Togwell just slows it down and plays it back here towards Nisbet. Nisbet's got a bit of space and time to bring the ball forwards here, and actually does bring it good 30-40 yards. Not a challenge on him. Plays the ball here looking for the run to Stevens. Stevens gambles against Castle. He pulls his shirt. It's a free kick to the home side in the penalty area. And it's a free kick that Gosney is in no hurry to take at the moment. It's Gosney to take. And Gosney takes this long kick. Mason flicks the ball on. It gets a lucky ricochet. Oh, breaks through almost. It's Nisbet with the defender. Ball played through here towards Hula. Will keep the ball in just inside the box. Ball pick crosses first time. Mason tries to get there first. It's bouncing around. Wells clears it only as far as Royal. Royal chips the ball into the box. And it's there with Wart trying to get there. But Slough cleared only as far as Wart, though, keeps the ball in and finds Byron Mason. That's a lovely little ball inside. Mason chipping the ball up towards Dan Mason, trying to turn. Nisbet's there for Slough, and he can smash that ball out of play for a throw. And it's a throw on the far hand side. And it's gone out of play for a goal kick to Slough. Western-super-Mare have conceded an equaliser. So it's Salisbury 1, Western-super-Mare 1. And Turner to take this goal kick. It's a long kick. Matt Stevens heads it the wrong way. Lee Togwell wins the next header for Warren Harris to chase. Warren Harris on that far hand side. Lets the ball run out of play for a throw. Wells to come and take this throw for Slough. Inside towards Warren Harris. Harris can turn with the ball. Then plays back out here towards Nisbet. Nisbet venturing further forwards. Ball's here with Wells. Oh, skips past the challenge. Brilliant. He comes in, crosses first time. Ball's played it. Oh, it's behind everyone. It comes through to Ben Harris and will keep the ball in. Harris trying to run to the edge of the box. Gets a shot. It's well wide of the goal and it's out of play for a goal kick. But good cross in the first place by George Wells, just wasn't followed up on. And it's still 0-0 here. Just some people just standing in the way at the moment, so you can't see what's going on. That's it, you sit down. Well done, good gentleman. Finally sat down. It's Gosney with this goal kick. Headed away by Togwell. Togwell looking for a foul. Comes out to lead Togwell. He finds Warren Harris. Harris running inside. Finds Ben Harris. Harris back out towards Warren Harris. McLean comes and reads that 1-2 well and plays it off Warren Harris for a goal kick. No sign of any Slough substitutions. And it's going to be Gosney will take this goal kick. It's 0-0. We've played 27.5 minutes of the second half. And it's ball played forwards for Dan Mason. Comes off the head of Nisbet. Hall heads it on, trying to find Walt. Walt surely had a foul there, but George Wells has won it back. But Hall's got in there, but Nisbet's in there and won the ball, and under pressure can find Davis filling in as a centre back. Ball play forwards for Stevens. He gets a touch onto it. Gets the ricochet off a Sholing player. Stevens still going towards the goal. Keeps going. Plays across in. Slough looking for a penalty. Ball comes back out here towards Warren Harris. He crosses the ball in far hand side. It was a diving block by a Sholing player. It was McLean who'd gone in. A couple of fans behind the goal shouting for a penalty, but nothing given. And it's good defending. The goal kick here for Sholing. As we get closer and closer to the dreaded extra time. And it's Gosney with this clearance. Scott Davis wins the header for Slough, trying to find Dobson. Dobson does well to flick the ball on towards Ben Harris. Ben Harris flicking it in towards Stevens. Stevens takes it on his chest. Back out here towards Dobson. Dobson crosses first time. Looking for Ben Harris. Too close to the goalkeeper and it's well defended again. What do you want? Gosney just takes a long kick down into this dark night sky. Ben Mason trying to flick the ball on. Turns and shoots. Oh, it's just wide at the goal. He just The ball just hit him on the back. He turned immediately and shot. It's just wide of the goal, and a good effort for Sholing there. And Slough have got to be really careful here because they've it's Jack Turner with this ball, but can't give Mason, who's already scored 16 goals this season, chances like that. Ball pumped through, headed away by McLean. Comes in towards Hoole. Hoole being forced back in towards Castle. Castle chipping the ball forwards for Dan Mason to chase. Sam Togwell with the header. Scott Davis heads it back towards Nisbet. Nisbet plays the ball, and Nisbet's been caught by the challenge by Mason, and that'll be a thing. Supernan wants to know the score. It's 0-0 at the moment. Supernan. And it's Jack Turner to take this goal, a free kick for Slough. Puts it towards Dobson. Dobson can't keep the ball. Sorry, Ben Harris it was. It was a poor kick by Turner, who just puts his hand up to apologise for that. And it's Cuthbertson to take this throw for Sholing. 15 yards inside his own half. And his throw is flicked on, comes through to George Wells, who heads it further away, back out towards Cuthbertson, who cushions a volley for. Nisbet gets and rises high. Hoole here up against Chapman. And Josh Chapman brings the ball out there and finds Warren Harris. Josh Chapman's continued his run for Slough. Warren Harris cuts inside, still has the ball. He's got Lee Togwell in the middle and finds Togwell. Togwell plays it in here towards Dobson. Dobson becomes central position, being forced wide, turns, trying to get the ball onto his left foot, takes a shot from distance, is blocked in the box and comes through. It's hooked clear in the end by Royal. Comes here and looks for Mason. Nisbet comes across and gets pushed to the ground. So now looking for a free kick. Mason chipping the ball on for the run of Wart, but Sam Togwell has to come across. Wart wins it back off him actually, but then runs straight into Nisbet. And Nisbet and some challenges going in. Wart's won the ball back here for Sholing. Finds Byron Mason. Mason out here towards Cuthbertson. His ball in his paw, intercepted by Nisbet, and finds Wells. Wells looking to turn and gets now on the attack. Miller wins the header. Only as far as Cuthbertson you can turn on the halfway line. Ball played in. He eludes a couple of players. There's an offside. It's a free kick to Slough. Taken quickly, finding George Wells, who can bring the ball across the halfway line. Looking here for the run of Matt Stevens. Stevens working hard tonight. Runs up against Miller. Turns. Keeps hold of the ball in. Plays it in towards Wells. A little bit behind it. Ball crossed in towards Lee Togwell. Just over his head, which isn't difficult, but he keeps the ball in and finds somebody. Ball's back here with Lee Togwell. Can't see, it's down this near hand side. Finds Scott Davies. Davies inside to Dobson. Dobson trying to play the ball onto his right foot. Takes a shot. It's deflected. It's going to go for a corner to the Rebels. And Dobson runs across to take it. Nisbet and Sam Togwell go forwards. And so they'll have a corner here. Not much going on in the second half for the Rebels in the last 5 minutes. And it's going to be an in-swinging corner here for the Rebels. Ball played into the box. Just go through. It's in! It's gone across the line! Oh, it's then handball. I'm not sure. I think he's disallowed the goal, and he's going to say that it was a deliberate handball by Ben Harris. It is Ben Harris who's going to get a yellow card for the deliberate handball. The ball did almost, it looked like it crossed the line, but yeah, Ben Harris gets a yellow card. Looks like he must have put it in with his hands, and it's a free kick to Sholing inside their penalty box. We're into the last 12 minutes of normal time. Gosney plays the ball in. Mason flicks the ball on. Chance here for Ballpit, who gets to the ball. Just gets caught, does Jack Turner, who's not at all happy with that challenge, but plays it down the field long. Miller, easy head away. And it comes here towards Hoole. Hoole plays it in, looking for Mason. Sam Togwell's there, can clear. Finds Lee Togwell. He finds Warren Harris. Bit of space here for Warren Harris to run. And a great challenge by Royal, but Warren Harris has blocked the ball and chases the ball down and comes through. Cuts inside here towards Ben Harris. Ben Harris gets taken out there. Good challenge though by McLean, and it's gone out for a corner to the Rebels. And Dobson rushes across to take this one quickly. I can't. Oh, idiot just stood up in front. What an idiot. It's a corner here to the Rebels. Dobson to take this corner. It'll be an in-swinging corner here for Slough. Played into the Bigs. It's come through to the far post. Someone else standing up there so you can't see. Ball's come back out here towards Dobson. Crosses in first time. It's taken a deflection, bouncing around. Slough looking for a penalty. Nothing been given. The ball come out here towards Scott Davies. Davies will just pump the ball back in here towards Dobson. Dobson puts it straight up in the air on the volley. Chasing his own volley. The ball comes out here towards Josh Jackman. Takes a touch. Because it's a cross in. It's headed away by Castle. Comes to the edge of the box. It will be one back here by Lee Togwell. Togwell crosses in. Ball played into the box. Turning inside the centre circle. It's a ball played wide. It's wide of the goal though by Slough. And out for a goal kick. And you'll see a first substitution for the Rebels. Number 9, Ben Harris coming off. Coming off in on is Chris Flood. And that is on. If I could find a light to see what time is. Roughly 81 minutes. Oh, come on. I'm just waiting for Noreen to just move out because she needs to just pop out a second. So I can't see what's going on. We're just going to wait for Noreen to move out of the way. That's great. Okay. I can't see anything. Careful. Ball played out here towards Dobson. Crossing in first time, looking for Flood. Miller with the header away. Comes out here towards Warren Harris. Harris takes a touchdown. Jackman's continued his overrun. It's being chased back, but the ball's down that near hand side. It's come through to Warren Harris. Harris crosses, comes out and goes for a corner to Slough. There's a Sholing player being replaced here because there's one injured behind the goal. You can't stand up, mate. Can't see, mate. Jeez. There's a Sholing player being replaced because one's injured behind the goal. I think that's what the referee is just waiting for as a substitution here. I can't see who the player is that's gone off. He's got to put a bib on because he's still got his right. Is it's
Jack Smith.
Bullpit is off and Smith is on. It's the corner though to Slough. Dobson to take this in swinging corner. Just waiting for a bit of movement from the Slough forwards. Ball played into the far post, headed downwards, and it's just gone wide of the goal. And I think it was Stevens in the end with the header that just glanced it wide. And kind of been the story of Slough's night here. We've got 8 minutes.
Match attendance is 327.
327 is the attendance here this evening, and though that attendance may just drop a little as everyone tries to stay warm here. But some people be going home and sitting by the fire. Gosney with this goal kick comes through and bounces all the way through to Sam Togwell. Togwell plays the ball forwards for the run of Chris Flood. Hooked away by Cumberson, sorry. Ball's here with Dobson. I've got Sherlock on the brains. Dobson comes running through the near hand side, gets a lucky ricochet, but Cuthbertson turns the ball away for a throw to the Rebels. And it's going to be Scott Davies that takes the throw, takes it quickly here towards George Wells. Wells has time to play the ball back here towards Davies. Davies just standing with the ball at his feet, plays it in here towards Dobson. Dobson down the left hand side, being forced back here towards Wells. Wells crosses in first time, looking to Miller beats his own goalkeeper to the ball. Josh Chapman will try and keep the ball alive here for Slough. And he's up against Royal, but keeps hold of it. Finds Warren Harris. Harris trying to come down. Again, it's that bit of area that I can't see. Comes out here towards Davis. Davis just skips past the challenge. Plays the ball in. Poor ball in. It's easily hooked out. And it's come here towards Dan Mason. Davies just goes down and gets caught there. And it's a foul by Davies, who took the man out. Sam Togwell just coming across and just saying, good challenge. But both players are down injured here at the moment. And oh, someone's just dropped something because he's walked past. There you go. So Davies is back to his feet. And okay, how Davies has got away without a yellow card there is quite strange. Some of you are praying for a goal. Scott Davies has just had to come to the side because he's obviously been treated. So he'll have to go on. Mason, Dan Mason is down injured at the moment. He's just come into his senses as well, but he might not be able to continue. He's just hobbling off very gently here at the moment. And slowly makes his way off to the side. And he just comes off, stands next to Scott Davies. Two of them just shake hands in front of us here. As Gosney takes the thing on, both players have been allowed back on. Ball comes out here towards Warren Harris. It's bounced out to on the ball, looking for Mason, who's just come on the pitch and comes and goes in on the far hand side, being marked by Davies. Oh, he just turns, trying to find a bit of space, crosses to the far hand side. George Wells with the header away, comes out here towards Byron Mason, bouncing around in the box, headed away by Slough, comes through to Scott Davis, who heads it on, comes out to the Cuthbertson, who's ball forwards, won by Warren Harris, who gets a second header, and his header finds Chris Flood here towards Togwell down the right hand side. Togwell telling Stevens where to run. Stevens has worked really hard. Miller gets there first. It's out of play for a throw to Slough. And we are, I can't see much, but I think we've got 3.5 minutes of normal time plus whatever the referee adds on here at the moment. And it'll be a throw to the Rebels, which Josh Jackman will come across to take. Halfway inside the Sholing half. And ball's bouncing around. It's Jackman who comes down the near hand side, gets a cross in. It's bounced all the way across the 18-yard box. And it comes here to Wart. Wart up against Wells, hits it straight at Wells, and Wells' ball ricochets kindly to Flood, back out towards Wells, who crosses first time. It's a poor cross because it's beaten everybody and has gone out for a goal kick to the home side. So it looks like we are heading on to extra time, which will be fun. It's not like we've got to go to work tomorrow. So we wait for Gosney to take this kick, and it's taking his time with the kick. Plays it forwards here, looking for Byron Mason, who flicks the ball on. Josh Jackman clears it out for a throw, and it's Hulu comes across to take the throw. Comes in and finds the other substitute, Smith, back in towards Hull coming down the near hand side, gets a cross in, it's hard and low, but it's intercepted by George Wells, and Wells bringing the ball forward into the path of Dobson. Surprised Dobson's lasted so long with that injury that he picked up on Saturday. It's running down the near hand side, crosses in first time, that's a great ball in, oh, and it's Chris Flood who meets it and heads it wide of the goal. That was a real good chance to the Rebels on the pace, on the counter attack, and Flood just tried to head it back across the goal, but unfortunately it hits the thing, so it's a goal kick, and it's a ball played down the field, looking again for Byron Mason, who wins the header and gets the ball back off a ricochet down the right hand side, being forced wide by Slough. Dobson with the challenge to win the ball back. It's fallen to Wells. Wells clears, and it's here again with Dobson, who flicks it over his head, looking for the run of Stevens. Castle sees the ball out for a throw, and it'll be a throw which he's in no hurry to take at all. And it will be a throw to Cuthbertson to take. And he will eventually take this throw. And looking for Wart, headed away by Dobson. Inside towards Warren Harris. Cushioned pass by him, trying to find Stevens, headed away by Clay. Warren Harris heads it back on here for Stevens to chase. Stevens has got Josh Jackman on the overlap and tries to find him, but Jackman trying to get there is in front of Royal. And the ball cleared only as far as Stevens, and Stevens cuts inside, takes a shot. It's taken a deflection off Miller, and the ball comes out here to Byron Mason. Game getting very slow here. Ball on the far hand side to Mason. Played through looking for his brother Dan, but intercepted by Jack Turner, and Turner being urged to play it quickly down here looking for Warren Harris. Miller lets the ball go. It comes all the way through to the opposition goalkeeper Gosney. And he just bounces the ball a couple of times and launches a long kick down the field looking for Wart. Wells makes a mistake of that, but tries to... I don't think he's just got a touch to it now and hooks it down the line. Straight out of play though for a throw to the home side. Ball comes in here towards Smith. Ball headed away by Dobson. Comes into Cuthbertson. Being surrounded by two Slough players, but still comes out with the ball. Plays it back in here towards Smith. Smith 25 yards away from goal, trying to run through. Davis sticks a leg out, but it's won back by Smith on the far hand side. Tackled by Dobson, wins the ball. It's gone out of play for a throw to the home side. Slough fans doing a rendition of Bakes and Under's Rebel Army for these last few minutes, as we wait for Cuthbertson to put this long throw into the box. It's not the best of throws. It's flicked on well though, headed away by George Wells, and Scott Davies can't get to it. It's won back here by Sholing with the substitute Hoole. Hoole's got two players here with him. He's actually got three. Hoole just runs down and runs straight out of play. It's out of play for a goal kick. And Turner to take this. And we're into a minute and a half of added time. We haven't seen a sign saying how many minutes are to be added. Turner takes this kick, aimed towards Dobson, headed away by Byron Mason. Comes here towards Wart. Wart's ball finds Smith. Smith with the ball over the top for Dan Mason to chase. Nisbet's there first and just got caught there. And the referee has said play on. The ball's played with Tugwell. Nisbet's down injured. And of course that means that Wart is now onside. And he has the ball down his near hand side. Nisbet is still down injured. Wart shoots. It's blocked in the box by Lee Togwell. It comes through, and Slough just unhappy with the referee there that Nisbet's only just got to his feet here now, and it's balls in the hands of Jack Turner, the Slough goalkeeper. That's it. That's the full-time whistle. It's 0-0 between the two sides in this second round qualifying replay. So unfortunately, that means it's heading to extra time.
30 minutes of extra time.
We're going to just stand there. Okay.
Just to confirm that our match attendance tonight was
So there you go. It's Slough have had the better of the first half. Numerous chances that they should have and could have created, but they haven't put any in. Second half has been a little bit more even, with Slough clearing a couple off the line. But again, if Dobson put that penalty in, it was a great save by the goalkeeper. But cup of tea. Yeah, one sugar. Thank you. Someone just get me a cup of tea because I'm dying here. Very nice of them. So there you go. But yes, it's extra time. The two sets of teams are already into little bits of huddles on the pitch. The referees are just chatting away. Looks like a couple of games have gone on to extra time. It's AFC Sudbury 2, Bognor 2. That's a late equaliser for Sudbury. I think I saw that Didcot Hitchin is 0-0. Chippenham are leading at the moment. And I'll see if we can find you some other scores in a second. We're just going to wait to see how long they take. So I've just had a little chat amongst themselves. So keeping me up here, I can tell you scores in the Carabao Cup that have finished. Blackpool beating QPR 1-0. AFC Bournemouth Blackburn is 2-2 at the moment. Burton Albion beaten Burnley 2-1. And Manchester United 1, Derby 1. That's still going on. 15 minutes of that. Millwall 1, Fulham 3 is still going on. Oxford United lost 2-0 at home to Man City. Preston North End Middlesbrough's 2-2 at the moment in the 90th minute. 15 minutes ago it's West Brom 0, Crystal Palace 1. Full time Wolves 0, Leicester 0. 89 minutes it's Wycombe 3, Norwich 4. I can tell you that Maidenhead United are 3-1 up away to Chesterfield in the dying minutes of that game. And so just I think the Slough fans are just waiting to see which end that they walk round to. The referee will just call over the two captains. And you just get a funny feeling that tonight's going to go to penalties. And it's going to be a long evening. So there you go. Wow, I'm going to try and do another half hour. It's just as well I'm not ill, isn't it, really? So there you go. So Slough are just waiting to see which end they're going to be shooting for the start of this first half of extra time. The captains are just there at the moment shaking hands, so I don't know what's been decided at the moment. But we will have a look. It looks as though Slough are making their fans walk all the way round. It's because they are shooting from right to left for the first half of extra time. So there you go. You just see Steve and Sally, the chairman, walk past. And it's just waiting for the referee to get this extra time period underway. He'll get there eventually. I don't know if he's waiting for the TV cameras. It is kick-off here, and the ball's here with George Wells, who plays it forwards, looking for Chris Flood. Miller heads the ball. It's out of play for a throw to Slough on the far-hand side. And it's Josh Jetman on the far-hand side to take it. Led with the 18-yard box. Here, looking for a bit of movement to take this, to find someone for this throw. Throws it in towards Flood. Flood holds the ball up on the edge of the box. Back out here towards Jetman. Jetman crosses in first time. Oh, it's just... Dobson missed it inside the box. So did Stevens, and so did Lee Tugwell at the far post. It's gone wide of the goal, but a good chance, good ball in from Josh Jetman, who's had a really good game this evening for the Rebels. But 0-0 is the score. And the Rebels fans are just walking past us as they go back behind that goal to get behind their team. We wait for Gosney to take this kick. Long ball down here. Headed away by Lee Togwell. Cuthbertson's ball is intercepted by Scott Davies. And Taylor Lewis says, extra time, yep, come on, keep up. Ball's on the far hand side where Warren has. Trying to skip past McLean, cuts inside him, still runs with the ball. Crosses the ball into the ball. Oh, it's missed a couple of players. It's looked clear by Miller, who's looking a little bit tired here at the moment. And it's quick throw in by Josh Chapman, finding Warren Harris. Harris trying to turn past McLean, holds the ball off. It's gone out for a corner to the Rebels. Good evening, Guy Hollis is listening in. Well done, Guy. If you drive down, you might make it for penalties, mate. It's Dobson to take this corner, in swinging corner here for Slough. And the ball's played in. Free header for Togwell! It's Lee Togwell with the goal so far. He's got it. It's a header at the far post. He's totally unmarked and just guides ahead the ball into the back of the net. Past that, we've waited 90 minutes for a goal. It doesn't happen. And then after that, look at that. It's Guy Hollis's fault. He's come on. Guy, if you'd have come on earlier, we might have scored earlier. See, he hasn't come on. But it's Lee Togwell in the I think he's given that as the 93rd minute, the goal there. But Slough have the lead here at the Universal Stadium. And it's the first real effort that Slough have actually had on target since the first half. So I'm just waiting for Noreen to make her way back round here. So we might just have to stop for a second and just wait here as Pete gets up to just guide his mum in, and we can't see anything. Ball's played out here to Cuthbertson. Plays the ball down the line. It's headed away by George Wells. Comes through to Smith, who gets a header to it. But Lee Togwell's there for Slough. Plays it out. But it comes and bounces through to Miller, the centre-back. Plays it out here towards the left-back, McLean. I can't see it. Good. Ball's played in. And that's a poor... and it's just... Oh, and there's a bit of handbags going on here at the moment. Scott Davis wasn't too impressed with that challenge by one of the Masons on Lee Togwell. Couldn't see which one it was, unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, i.e. Peter Noreen standing in the way. But Togwell just got caught a little bit late there. And Scott Davis took exception to that. So there was a bit of pushing and shoving going on. And the referee... It's Jack Smith who's been called over. And it looks like Smith is going to receive a yellow card. Just waiting for the referee to make this decision. Not after Eastbourne, you can never be too sure. It is a yellow card for him on the 95th minute. And Togwell is just coming to his feet here now. And obviously he doesn't have to leave the pitch because the player's been booked. And it'll be a free kick here for Slough to take. And it's Jack Turner just walking back to go and get the ball. But Slough have the lead here at the moment, headed by Lee Togwell. And it's... good evening to Hartley Whitney FC online. I presume that's who it is. And the ball played forwards here, looking for Flood, headed away by Cuthbertson. Lee Togwell wins the next header. Warren Harris tries to get there, but it's played forwards by Smith, intercepted by Nisbet, flicked on by Scott Davis, headed away by Castle, comes here towards Chris Flood. Flood holds the ball up and plays it in towards Warren Harris. Harris being urged in the centre to run some players. Finds Dobson on the left. Dobson's got a bit of space. Joseph Wells on the overlap if he needs him. Dobson goes himself. Oh! Dobson with a goal from 20 yards. He just got it onto his left foot. He hit it. It looked like it was going wide. It just curved at the last second. Hit the bottom of the post. It's gone in. It's 2 for the Rebels. And what a goal that was. And James Dobson with the goal. And that is a shot and a half by James Dobson, who was an injury doubt for tonight. He's been on the pitch all the time. I've just dropped my pen as well now. Oh well. There's a pen on the floor somewhere. Oh, I'll pick it up later. I won't be able to write anything down now, so I don't know where it's gone. Search for the pen. Slough lead 2-0 anyway, so we don't care about the pen. Who cares? And Slough did have a 2-0 lead, don't forget, in that first game, and gave it away. Ball's here with Cuthbertson, the right back. Played down the line. Here. Headed away by Nisbet. Comes through to Davis. Davis gets there first for Slough. Plays it down the field for Matty Stevens to chase. Stevens controls it. Inside towards Flood. Flood skips and gets there first and then plays it back out to Dobson. Dobson's got a man on if he needs to shout. Dobson's got Wells there if he needs him. Plays it inside to Davis. Davis turned. Oh, Davis almost gives the ball away, and Sam Togwell has to come to his help. Ball's out by Castle. Goes straight out of play. And there are about 6 people standing there. Not one of them picks the ball up to throw back. They're doing their own commentary thing. Take your time, lads, because we don't want you to hurry. George Wells to take this throw for Slough. Inside towards Dobson. Gives it back towards Wells. Wells chipping the ball down the line. It's going to go all the way out of play for a throw. Ball's come out. Wart keeps the ball in. Here towards Nisbet. Nisbet's touch finds Wart though, and Wart tries to play it in. Great defending by George Wells, who gets to the ball first. It's going to be a throw here for Sholing, coming down this near hand side. Ball played in looking for Mason. Mason's ball trying to turn. Mason gets a shot away. It's just wide of the goal though, and very kindly say a big thank you to. Thank you very much, sir. Nice one. We have to get this treatment more often. It must be cold by the time it's come round, but there you go. We got a cup of tea in the end. Thank you, Tony. And it's Jack Turner to take this goal kick for the Rebels. Turner just placing the ball down here. Long kick by him, aimed towards Flood. Flood beaten to the ball by Miller. Comes through to Lee Togwell, whose headers come through to Byron Mason. In here towards Cuthbertson, who plays it down first time. Nisbet does well to control the ball on his chest. Finds Scott Davies. Davies being urged just to play the ball wide to Warren Harris. It comes through to Harris. And flicks the ball out towards Flood down the right hand side. Flood up against Miller. Holding the ball up here. Tries to cut inside. Got Chapman on the overlap. Misses him. Plays the ball in by Flood. It's hooked clear by Castle. Straight out of play for a throw though to Slough on the far hand side. And we're halfway through this first period, or first half of extra time. And Josh Chapman is the player that goes across to take this throw for the Rebels, who lead 2-0. Lee Togwell and James Dawson with the goals. Quick goals for the Rebels at the start of this extra time period. And the ball comes through. There's 3 Slough players on the far hand side. Warren Harris gets a cross in, aimed towards Stevens. Stevens gets his first header, gets the second header, but it's saved by Gosney on the line. Stevens just couldn't generate enough direction on the ball, but Gosney with the clearance here for Sholing. It's flicked on by Byron Mason. Comes out though towards Josh Chapman. Good control by him. Flicks the ball out towards Warren Harris. Harris with the ball. Plays a 1-2 with Flood. Gives it back towards Josh Chapman. Bloking for Warren Harris, who's continued his run. McLean has to chase the ball back here. And McLean being chased by Warren Harris. He's actually keeping the ball in by his own thing. It's gone out of play for a goal kick on the far hand side. So it's Gosney with the clearance. Headed on here by Hall into the path of Mason. Mason running down here. Just skips past the challenge, shoots, and it's well saved by Jack Turner, who gets his body behind that one. And it's Jack Turner has the ball in his hands here. And plays the long kick down the field, looking for Miller. Miller just adjusts to have been fouled there by Chris Flood. It's a free kick to the home side. Gosney rushes across to go to take this. And it's a ball played forward, flicked on here. Comes through to George Wells. Little cushion header finds Lee Togwell. Back into the path of George Wells. Ships it forwards here for the run of Stevens. Stevens is running. It's like a Duracell battery. Doesn't stop running to Stevens. Gets into the box. Turning. Twisting and turning, holding the ball up, going across the box. Just gets pushed off the ball though. Good defending that was though by Cuthbertson. And Stevens will get used to that. This ball's here with Byron Mason being forced back here by Scott Davies. Does a little trick to try and get through. Davies wins the ball and pokes it through to Sam Togwell. Sam Togwell just go back towards Jack Turner. Turner then kicks the ball long down the field here for Slough. Floody trying to win the header. Miller wins the header. Comes here towards Smith. Smith inside toward Byron Mason. Chips over the top. Looking for the run of Wart. Nisbet's there again for Slough to clear. And the ball comes and breaks for Sholing's Smith in the centre of play. Plays it to Byron Mason. Byron Mason looks a little bit tired here now at the moment. Ball played forwards and that will just run through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. He'll take his time. He's just waiting for Hall to chase him down before picking the ball up. And ball with Jack Turner, all dressed in blue this evening. Salisbury are taking the lead against Weston-super-Mare in the Cup 2-1 in extra time. Long ball played forward again, looking for Warren Harris. And Harris will get to the ball first here. But just shields the ball out and finds Chris Flood on the right hand side. Flood looking to cross in towards Stevens. Too close to the goalkeeper, who takes that well. And plays the ball out, but it's a poor kick by the goalkeeper. He's trying to rush to get his team on the attack there. It's gone straight out of play for a throw to Slough. The Sholing Ultras have kept up their noise during the second half. and this extra time period? Because I made a mistake there and you wouldn't have spotted that. Quick throw in, finds Chris Flood. He's going to try and turn and hold the ball up on the far hand side. Has it taken off him? It's here with McLean. McLean inside towards Royal. Royal finds Millers. Chased down by Chris Flood. He finds his own goalkeeper Gosney. Gosney plays the ball forwards. It's flicked on by Byron Mason. Dan Mason tries to get there, but Sam Togwell's there for Slough to clear. And trying to find Stephen. It's Miller who takes a touch towards McLean. McLean just keeps it in. Under pressure now from Warren Harris. And the ball goes all the way back towards the goal. Oh, he tries to turn and just finds it in front of him is Stevens. Gets the ball out towards McLean. It's now putting the pressure on here. Deep inside the Sholing half. The ball's played off Warren Harris, who it was, who's been absolutely excellent down that right hand side alongside Josh Jackman. So it comes off him for a throw to Sholing. McLean steals 10 yards. Little push in the back, and that's a free kick to Slough by Byron Mason on Lee Togwell. Slough will just take it nice and easy. Is it a free kick? Yes, I think it is. Referee saying that. I think Josh Jackman's going to take a throw then. Slough take it quickly with Davis finding Jackman. Jackman down the right hand side. Being told not to go down. Inside here towards Davies. Davies plays it across here towards Wells. Wells as a touch, cuts this side, plays it inside here, but gives the ball away here to Cuthbertson. Cuthbertson trying to find Hood on the far hand side, but skips past a couple of challenges. Still running with the ball and comes into Byron Mason, who's just virtually statuesque, finds Cuthbertson the right back. Inside here towards Royal. Royal just skips past the challenge, but Matthew Stevens has done really well, so he's run back into his own half to get that, and then plays the ball out here towards Wells. Wells has got Dobson filling in for him as... Oh, slipped by Togwell. It's the ball flicked on and it just skips off the surface. Flood can't get there and Gosney throws the ball out here towards McLean. Ball up here for Ward. Comes through to Warren Harris. Harris turns and runs at the defence. And Ward comes across for Sholing to clear and plays the ball out of play. It'll be a throw to Slough. It's balls here with Sam Togwell. Go across to Jack Turner, the Slough goal. He's just going to wait till someone comes and then plays the ball out here, looking for Dobson on the left hand side. Dobson rises high, but Cuthbertson wins a header. Flicked on here towards Hall. Hall inside the central position, being closed down by Slough players. Warren Harris again working hard to win the ball. And that's the end of the first period of extra time. The 2 goals by Slough from Lee Togwell and James Dobson give them the lead here at half time of extra time. They will just hope that Saturday's performance, where they were 2 up and then drew 2-2, doesn't come back to haunt them. But it's Slough with the thing. There's another little break before the things, and then so more Slough fans now got to make their way back to the far end to support their team. Some of the Sholing fans, I think, have had enough and head into the... Ben Harris, number 9. And it's the referee calls a short stoppage to the short stop to the half-time extra time break. Does that make any sense? I don't think any of the commentary makes any sense at all, really. Oh, what's that? Someone's dropped their cane? Well, everything makes a loud noise. So there you go. So all the Slough fans making their way back to the goal on the far right-hand side. Slough will be shooting from left to right for the second half. They're all just making their way back. They'll just walking down, resplendent in their Slough Town tops, some of them. Some of them not so resplendent, but we won't say who they are. So it'll be... so it's going to be Sholing with the kick-off. Oh. Alright, so Billy Connor is on for Lee Wart. You can have 4 substitutes because it's in extra time. You're allowed a 4th substitute, and Sholing have used Billy Connor on for Wart. As they look to throw everything in here to try and get back into this Emirates FA Cup second qualifying round replay. Ball's played out here to Cuthbertson. Hits it straight at Flood. Ball bounces in here to Royal. Royal chipping the ball down the line. Wells with the header. Finds Scott Davies. Davies just turning in the centre. Playing it over the top here. Running. Headed away though. Comes back here towards Lee Togwell. He can't do it. Davies tries to get there first. Wins the ball. Plays it in here towards Flood. Flood's ball trying to find Stevens. Stevens has to come deep to win the ball and gets tackled by Cuthbertson. And it's Byron Mason Castle who brings the ball out here towards McLean. McLean being urged to power down this one. Warren Harris of all people running down here to chase it down, who's had an excellent game as Warren Harris. And the ball's played inside here towards Smith. Smith being told to turn and play it out. Finds Cuthbertson on the right back. Inside towards Castle. Castle chipping the ball forwards, trying to get to the Mason, but Jack Turner gets there first. And dives on the ball inside the penalty area. And it's Jack Turner with the ball at his feet, just waiting for Mason to come before he kicks the ball. And long kick down the field, aimed towards Chris Flood. Flood does very well, headed in towards Dobson. Dobson's touch almost finds Togwell, but he finds Scott Davies, who chips the ball up, looking for Flood. Castle comes across with the header. It'll come out to Connor on the far hand side. Dobson challenges and wins the ball, finds Lee Togwell. Ball chased down for Stevens to chase, right by the corner flag. Stevens working hard tonight, just chips the ball in, looking for the ball, headed away by Castle. Comes out though here for Sholing with Connor. Connor just skips past the challenge, plays it down the line, but Nisbet will come across to clear that one and goes back towards his goalkeeper Turner. Turner being chased and clears the ball long. Ball comes on the far hand side. Josh Jackman's there for Slough. Ball's cleared to McLean though. Comes through to Hull. Hull takes a touch inside. Finds Smith, but the ball ricochets off Lee Togwell. And Castle goes back to the goalkeeper Gosney, who clears under pressure. And George Wells just misses that header. Comes through here to... Sorry, Dobson who missed the header. George Wells with the clearance. And goes high and wide. And it's out for a throw to Sholing. And the referee just telling the Sholing player to go back a couple of yards. And the throw comes in. It's flicked on by Byron Mason. It's well flicked on again here by Hull. Picks the ball up, looking for the run of Mason. Goalkeeper comes out, but Mason is offside. From this position, I'm not obviously in level with that, but I thought he was onside there. But the linesman flags it's out for... it's a free kick to the Rebels. And it's Mark Nisbet's going to leave it for Jack Turner to take. Some more fans just leaving here. I think they've realised that Sholing's chance of getting back into this game is slipping away. Castle with the header, only as far as Warren Harris. Harris inside here towards Flood. Flood on the edge of the box. Cuts inside, back out towards Warren Harris. Being chased by McLean. McLean blocks the ball, but Warren Harris will see the ball out for a throw to the Rebels. And the throw comes in quickly here towards Scott Davies. Davies has time on the ball. Back in here towards Warren Harris. Comes back in to the box towards things. Comes to Josh Jackman. And Jackman wraps the tie up with a goal by firing in low into the bottom of the net. And that should be it here at the Universal Stadium. It's Josh Jackman with the goal, who walks through on the end of a 1-2 between Warren Harris and Chris Flood. He got onto the end of it, just the goalkeeper to beat, and hammers it into the bottom of the corner. And it's Slough with a 3-goal lead here now. Josh Jackman with it, and that does signal the end for the Sholing fans here. A lot of them just leaving here, and it's a 3rd goal for the Rebels, and that seals this tie-up, but not been as easy as it seems. But it's maybe the extra fitness of Slough has paid dividend in this extra time period. Paul's here with Castle, who plays the ball forwards. It's well flicked on here by Byron Mason, who's now playing forwards alongside his brother Dan. Ball played forwards here, looking for Warren Harris. Harris finds the ball at his feet, finds Scott Davies. Davies takes a touch, skips by, still has the ball at his feet. Finds Mark Nisbet. Nisbet will, under pressure, go back towards goalkeeper Turner. Turner takes a long kick down the field, looking for Matt Stevens. Miller tries to get there first. Miller just heads the ball only as far as Lee Togwell scored that first goal for Slough that really settled them down. Ball out here towards Wells. Wells under pressure. Plays the ball through. Dobson trying to keep the ball in. Dobson chasing back and defending here for Slough. And bearing in mind he was an injury doubt for this evening, he's done extremely well. Ball played here for Lee Togwell. Togwell gets a touch to it. Just got caught there, and that will be a free kick to Slough. And it's Slough not in a rush to take this free kick. And it's going to be a free kick that George Wells takes. And again, Slough just not overly looking for a fourth goal, but they play it all the way back towards their goalkeeper. You think I see a substitution for Slough on the far hand side. It's cleared by Turner, looking for Stevens. Ball comes through here towards Josh Chapman. Chapman goes all the way back from inside the Sholing half towards the goalkeeper Turner. And Turner's being chased down by Byron Harrison. Played in for Flood. Comes off the head of Miller. McLean hacks the ball forwards. Jackman's there first for Slough. One back here with Flood. Flood just overruns the ball. Peter Norrie getting up. So we're just going to miss a little bit of football here for a minute. And the ball's here with Warren Harris and then somebody. And Slough have the ball. But it's gone out of play for a throw to Slough. And we're going to see a substitution coming on is Manny Williams for Matty Stevens. And that's on 112 minutes. So Matty Stevens has worked his socks off this evening. I know he's a young lad, but his energy levels are high. But I think that's been the key to the success of Slough this evening. The work rate of their players is far better than it was on Saturday. Slough have been a little bit more professional here this afternoon. And it'll be Manny Williams just coming on, getting a bit of a song from the Slough fans who are still here. I tell you what, I reckon over 100 people have left this ground already this evening. Josh Chapman with this throw for Slough, halfway in the Sholing half, finds Warren Harris. And ball's been trying to come back in. It's cleared in the end by Sholing, but it'll be another throw to Slough. So I'll be happy to keep the ball down that way. Just 7 minutes of this game left to see out. And it's a throw for Slough, which Josh Jackman will take. And so just taking a time by Slough with this throw. It's nothing going on much. Ball played into Warren Harris, back towards Josh Chapman, in towards Warren Harris, who crosses too close to the goalkeeper, who grabs the ball. Gosney still thinks there's something in this tie here as he launches a long kick down the field, trying to find Byron Mason. His touch is poor. He's tired a little bit in this extra time. It's gone straight out of play for a throw here to Slough, and again Slough won't rush with this one. George Wells will take it on the far hand side. And he's just cleaning the ball with his shirt, taking his time. And it's George Wells with this throw, looking for Flood. It's come off the head of Cuthbertson, in towards Warren Harris again, working hard in the centre of the pitch this time. And plays it in towards Josh Chapman. Chapman controls the ball, finds Lee Togwell. Togwell spreading it out to Manny Williams on the far wide hand side. Williams up against McLean. Williams keeps the ball in right by the corner flag here at the moment. And then people stand in the way, so I can't see what's going on. The linesman has flagged for a foul against Sholing, so it's a free kick for Slough. And it will be a free kick for Slough. They will take their time in the corner area over there. They have no need to score more. And it's I can't see what's going on because it's right in the corner and I can't see the corner, so I couldn't even tell you if it's restarted yet. Doesn't look like it has. And it's supposed to be restarted and there's something going on I can't see. Just make it up. I think the ball's gone out for a throw to Slough. And Josh Chapman just coming across to take this. And the Slough fans back to singing Bakes and Under's Rebel Arby behind that goal. They've been very good this evening. Looks like it will be a throw in from Josh Chapman to I can't see who's there. Lee Togwell. It's gone out to play off another showing, play for another throw. to the Rebels. And then getting into Togwell back towards Josh Chapman, who's running towards the corner flag, keeping it in the area there. And the referee says it's a free kick to Slough. So again, it will just need a little bit of time up here. And Slough will just let Josh Chapman come back before they take this free kick. I can't see what's happening. They're keeping it on the side where I can't see. So ball's with Warren Harris. I can see that he's got Lee Togwell with him helping out, and he's just trying to hear it. It's come through to Togwell, breaks down the byline, plays it in, comes back out here towards Scott Davies, who let's just say not only has he cleared the goal, but there's a 30-foot high fence at the back as well. He's cleared that, and behind that is the planet Mars. He's just cleared that. And somewhere in a black hole is a football that Scott Davis has just kicked. Ball's been played forwards here for Byron Mason. Kind of be kept in by Connor on the far hand side here for Sholing. So still chasing the ball down here. It's been played out here. That's a poor ball through, and Jack Turner will keep that ball in with his feet, and he'll just hold it there. Be waiting for someone to come and chase him before he picks the ball up, and does exactly that when Dan Mason comes down. And Jack Turner with the ball in his hands, just picks the ball up and just taking a little bit of time. Turner, long kick down the field, looking for Manny Williams, who wins the header against the tall defence. Is about a foot taller than him, Miller, but the ball runs through to Gosney in the goal. Played forwards to Byron Mason, comes through to Royal. Royal's touch finds Cuthbertson on the far hand side. Nisbet reads the ball well and played in. Dobson just skips past the challenge, holds the ball up here for Slough and feeds in Scott Davis. Davis on the far hand side to Flood. Oh, Flood just couldn't get it there, and it skips out of play for a throw to the home side. Slough with this 3-goal lead here, all 3 goals in this extra time period. They're on their way through to the next round, where it would be Bristol Manor Farm will be their visitors. That will be a week on Saturday at home to Arbour Park. That's the 6th of October. Ball's been flicked in. Nisbet comes across to clear for Slough. Bounces over the head of Cuthbertson and comes through to Royal. Royal plays the ball down the line. Wells with the header away. Comes out here towards Royal. Royal trying to skip in and plays the ball in towards Dan Mason. Mason turns well. Tries to play the ball in. A mistake there, and Josh Jackman there to clear for Slough. And he finds Dobson. Inside here towards Nisbet. Back out towards James Dobson. Dobson scamps that ball down. Looking for the run of Manny Williams. Williams there up against Miller. Williams holding the ball up. Here it's just Lee Togwell's up there with him as well as Flood. It's Manny Williams who holds the ball up. Plays it back here towards Dobson. Scorer of that second goal. Cracking goal that it was. Holds the ball up here and inside to George Wells. Slough just working the ball round into Davis. Back here towards Wells. They're camped in the Sholing half at the moment. That fitness level has been the difference here between the two sides. Ball's back here towards Dobson. Plays it down the line for Manny Williams. Williams holding the ball up by the corner flag on the far hand side. Looking for the run of Dobson. It's a good challenge in the end by Cuthbertson, who clears the ball only as far as Royal. And Slough win the ball back here with George Wells. And then from Dobson in towards Manny Williams. Manny Williams trying to turn and create a bit of space on the edge of he's right in the corner of the box. Plays it in here for Davis. Davis is going to go to shoot. He shoots with his left foot and scampering across the goal is Gosney, who saves the ball by his near post. And played out here again, looking for Dan Mason, who chests the ball down, keeps the ball in on the far hand side. Skips past the challenge there of Dobson and runs down the line. It's fed here towards Hoole holding the ball up on the far hand side, but it's lost here and spun here with Dobson, but Dobson's had the ball taken off him by Byron Mason. Ball comes in here towards Cuthbertson, skips past the challenge, rings the ball forwards here for Sholing, still running with the ball. Finds the ball out here towards Hoole, who's now playing on that far hand side. Crosses in first time. Josh Jackman with the clearance. It comes through, and it's a shot well wide by Connor of the goal. Well seen by Jack Turner, but well wide of the goal. And it's now the Slough fans' turn to sing songs while the Sholing ultras have gone quiet. And it's Jack Turner to take this goal kick. More people just slowly leaving here. It's Turner's long kick. Cuthbertson with the header away to find Byron Mason, who's That won't make no difference because it's the final whistle here at the Universal Stadium. And although it's finished 3-0 to Slough, it's been a tough game, this game, for the Rebels. Sholing have shown that they're a very good side at this level. And you're surprised at why they're still at this kind of level. They've played some very, very good football here this evening. And first half was all Slough. They came back into it the second half. But I think fitness levels tailed in the end. And Slough will go through to the third qualifying round on October the 6th, where they're at home to Bristol Manor Farm. The goals coming for the Rebels on 93 minutes from Lee Togwell. Oh, careful, mate. Don't get too excited. And it's all over here at Universal Studios. We're going to go because some of us have got to go home to work. Everyone just walking past there. Thank you all for listening. There's so many of you on there. So I'm really sorry that I can't give you all a shout. But there's Graham talking, Vinny, Ryan, Graham, Neil, Paul, Colin, Ian, David. Thank you all so very much. We will be back on Saturday, where it's Hungerford Town who are the visitors to Arbour Park. Until then, enjoy the rest of your week. And we will see you on Saturday. If not, you know what to do. Come and tune in and listen here. And we'll give you a shout out and give you some stuff that's going on. Slough players just walking over to the Slough fans who have come down the M3 this evening. So there you go. Slough progressed. It's not been the best of easiest of games against a very tough Sholing side, but Slough are into the next round and they're in the hat, and we'll be back on Saturday. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your week.